die.
It's time for the Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs, and we'll see if we can get in, if it is going to be this double duelist that kind of reinvigorates KRÜ as we've been seeing to start off strong. And as the desk said, might get a little back and forth to start. So let's see if we can break the chains early.
Seems right now we're going to work pretty much as a group for this side of Leviatán on the attack. A standard 4-1, maybe even a 5-player hit. 3 goes to move forward, utility around to support the Leviatán. Control here for Mound. So a smoke in the front too. But we have a forward position. Like a Dante already on the other side, waiting for this crossfire.
All moving up in that line of scrimmage. It's going to give Okeanos a nice shot to clear Dante out. And you already see a bit of rotation here as KRÜ starts to muddle about in the middle of the map. Now the lean towards the side. Sato's going to go all by himself through the smoke, hoping the team is there to back him up. And yeah, just a human sentry to open up the site is enough now for Lev.
A little bit of a small delay with the first paint shell, so that's going to give a chance for them to set up at least. Both of them committed towards that pillar for the side of KRÜ, but now finally forced to forfeit the site. The plan should come in now, but thankfully Melzer also came around the area.
Ooh, the push forward. Lev being incredibly aggressive on this here. Melzer, no paranoia, just a ghost to work with. Very low HP, but it's not the target he's looking for. Com finds the back shot on Melzer. And Lev get pistol round. Kind of all-out C hit there.
And the rookie, Dante. First time now stepping on the stage, elimination, trying to make it to champs with this new iteration of KRÜ. Remember, coming in stage 2 with a brand new rookie last time being MTA, they made that run to make it into champs. But this time around, you're seeing that the pressure could maybe add a little bit more here into Dante being antsy. He actually swung out before the pressure came through from Leviatán and kind of got caught off guard. But now for KRÜ for the second round. They do want to fight for mound control and maybe try to push forward.
Very aggressive here. Inserting Melzer already. Paranoia prepared for an attack here. And yeah, Com's just going to make sure that that space is safe enough to at least run away from it. Turns out it is not. How much can they protect this weapon, though? You still see King there trying to help with the team. Sato's going to help to bolster this defense, and they just move forward with their offense to get another kill there. Dante with the outlaw. Get a few kills here before the end of the round, but still could make it possible if he finds enough of the 1v1s.
You talked about the sacrificial lamb being Sato in the pistol round. This time around was definitely calm.
Yeah.
So baiting out the trap play out from KRÜ when he brought the Prowler around the corner. The rest of the team stayed fully back, and they did some perfect trades coming through. Even Tex dying on the A side doesn't really matter. He's just trying to find an opening. Dante wasn't even able to pick anything up out of that one. So at this point, seems to be a sealed deal for Leviatán for this second round.
Cutting through.
Takes the paranoia, a few more things away. Sato and King get through that with pretty much full util, so they can bring that into the next round. They do lose a few guns, but they should be able to bolster themselves back up and get ready for this bonus that's coming in now. Can KRÜ, however, start the momentum? I think this is where they really need to start to attack back, as they're able to string rounds together once that momentum can begin.
A decent bonus round, coming out from Leviatán. You'll have a rifle for King. And he's going to be set up by himself on the right side of that map, trying to listen into some information that KRÜ might be throwing on the side of Rubble. Seems to be pretty decent so far. That's 3 players set up on that side. Boombot on top of that, so that's now Haunt and Boombot called out by King. Now pivoting forward is Leviatán prowling through the smokes, but seems it's more going to be on potentially Tex. Try to listen for the rotates.
This will be one of the first times they have to really re-clear on Dante, who's finally pushed up. He gets some assistance from Mazzino, and KRÜ pretty late in the round is taking an advanced position here up in the face of Lev. They may have to pay for it. Out easy with the gate crash. And this insert into B is going to be the kingpin of the round. Tex with one share of shot could turn everything around here, and it's actually going to hit the shoulder of Shy, who's true to his aim with the Vandal to start KRÜ off right here.
Fortunate looks there for Tex. Usually really good on holding those angles, but at least that space has been created. Leviatán could execute into the C site, and now King with the Vandal, though, loses that fight against Mazzino, and that's the biggest rifle going through the round while Leviatán lost. Lev trying to flip the map.
Yeah,
but there's already 4 players from KRÜ here towards Waterfall.
It's something they identified too on pistol, right? They're pushing forward, realizing KRÜ is very aggressive once they get that protocol set up. Ooh, just on the other side of the box as we see a few 1v1s being created here in the situation. Okeanos able to get a frag there to give Sato a little bit more breathing room. And look at Oki still looking for the fight.
Double rookies too.
Yeah.
Pressure's on for their side. Facing elimination. Okeanos, beautiful.
He's got his aim trained right there. A duck, a 1-2. The Guardian's not going to be enough. Dante comes up huge onto Sato there. And it's going to be the defuse finally for KRÜ. A lot of members of both teams going down, so this is going to be an expensive rebuy into the next round.
Still like what I saw from KRÜ here, despite them losing so many players in the anti-bonus against Leviatán. I think it was all on Mazzino too, the amount of information he was gaining as this fade from the Prowlers into the front B into Rubble, which really allowed KRÜ to set up for this flood retake. I mean, even denial in the first place. Look at that. Snakebite with a C's nade. But then you have these players having to step up, dipping their opponents, being Sato and Okeanos. But thankfully, the round still comes in for KRÜ. And their gun round, though, is not the best. 2 Guardians bringing into this round number 4. We're looking for at least some sort of a battle, some sort of control. As alert comes up from King behind the wall, but he just got spotted.
Playing very aggressive for it. Dante wants to find a comfortable way to play behind this Rubble position. Second time he's been pushed into that and left now with this rotation back over to the other side. And Lev will tempt the front side of B once again.
This is not something unorthodox here for Leviatán. They do a lot of these 4-1s where Calm is going to be looking for early information with the Prowler too, so they realize that B site's a little bit weaker. They go for the full hit now into the site, but Kesset, though, opens things up again.
Oh, he's going to go for the entire site, cleaning it up, sweeping a few members of Lev aside just to get the spike in their favor now, and it's a scramble. Oh my God, they're going to hatch on it. Yep, no, from the shadows for you. 4 tight on the spike. Keep that from getting picked up from the ultimate.
Yeah, sometimes 3. You can still pick it up, but 4 a little bit more difficult.
I think it helped that it was against the wall too.
That might mean the save round for the rest of the players. It's so difficult now to move back into the site to pick that up. So again, you gotta commend KRÜ so far and how they're moving around this map. Kesset, though, got a beautiful opener at the very beginning on the top of B Heaven into main, which allowed the Showstopper to get even more value and no protection coming out from the planter. Now Leviatán in a tight spot.
KRÜ will get through this round. Seems like everybody alive and no worries. And the momentum begins. We talked about it maybe being the bonus, if not the pistol. So how does Lev start to organize themselves? They got to figure out how to uproot or again move Dante off of that Rubble control right away, because they're being able to divide the map to just B and C right away on the side of KRÜ's defense.
At least a Showstopper is available here for Leviatán's side. Look at this pick. Oh. A Jiggle gets all the information as well with 2 players coming through. He doesn't even need any help.
Quick thinking too by KRÜ. Very nicely done there.
So you'll invest at least to try to maybe leverage a Showstopper on the side of Sato. They continue with the smoke in the front of the C side. They don't really have too much to try to flash through that to really push through, so you have to go with the Prowlers. It misses Dante, though.
Gross. Just playing under the radar there. Dante gets 1, and that's actually going to activate the Showstopper here. It's not going to be curtain call for any more members of KRÜ just yet. They get themselves to safety, and that's going to be a cook down. The Raise nade comes in unexpectedly. Sato thought he had a little bit more time.
KRÜ's always a step ahead so far.
Planted.
That was great positioning, great util, snakebite towards that spawn with nade. Well, now you think you have so much space. Lev forced to push forward into Waterfall. Just moving by himself, though. There was no buddy system in that part. Now the crossfire set up for the last 2 players.
Oh my, the Waterfall paranoia, lights out right now, flying through. Kesnet breaks out the glider and just swoops in onto Com for another one there. Yeah, man, Dante is just throwing the mouse around today. He's like, you guys remember, it's mouse 1, right? Mouse 1, keep clicking. Another round for KRÜ.
Even then, when Kesnet got that pick onto Com, just towards that bend, there was a C's that hit him too. Like I said, I feel like the utility is looking amazing so far for KRÜ. They just talked about the preparation on the desk of what these 2 teams could bring.
Enemy remaining.
It's always that run. from these players on the side of KRÜ, and also the preparation for Coach Adam. Every single player checkmated so far on the side of Leviatán on any type of move that they're trying to make.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that you have to call this timeout now from Desmo.
They've tried a bit of everything. I think one of the things they have to talk about here is that KRÜ is leaving every play in the book available, right? To have Dante be pushing up to rubble, and then he plays outside of smoke. Just one next round all the way on the other side of the map. Like, incredibly aggressive play that they really haven't shown towards Mound. So I think one thing that Desmo has to talk about there with Lev is that KRÜ is going to pull out anything right now. So it's going to have to be really structured space taking.
And it almost seems as well that you're controlling the pace for KRÜ's defense on the double satchels that Sato tries to bring in as his raise on the XX. They're able to save a lot of that util to prevent the site to be taken, or at least position to be taken into pulse plants as well for Leviatán. So I think after this timeout, Desmo's probably going to talk to the team to try to stick together, maybe not have Sato extend too much with the double satchels, because there's not too many players behind him to help.
Yeah.
You got to start moving in here to make sure you're aggressive on trades. It starts off with 4 players already hugging the barrier for Leviatán to move towards rubble. But KRÜ once again has that double duelist on that side.
Flash, Haunt, Boombot, just to identify everything. So they do have the space. This was actually a really nice lurk too from Tex a few rounds ago, right into that B area. Now with more than a Sheriff, it could prove a little bit more useful too. He's going to hold an angle for now to see if he can just grab audio and relay back to the team.
Seen him being a little bit hesitant here for Leviatán. They've already given up early C space when they're focusing so much on the A side, so you're going to have to start using a little bit more util to re-clear towards this C mound. Tex, though, almost had a timing. The wall came up. At least Leviatán is able to now confront that space and take it over towards mound.
Yeah, one of the first time Lev's saying you need to move your troops around to organize to what we're doing. And I think they're giving KRÜ a little too much time to reset into that default. This is kind of how KRÜ sits without Dante being pushed up towards rubble.
Still a lot of back and forth happening here on the side of Lev.
Yeah.
That ult's going to get a lot of info. It was looking to be a fake towards that C side in the beginning, but now with Dante's ult, it probably forces a hand out of Leviatán to execute towards C.
Oh, Sato in again. Can't just get the angle straight down from the outside of the smoke as Shy still gets Sato. Nobody else able to enter the site due to that snake bite, due to everyone getting hit up by the snake or the Viper Orb. And this just becomes a stall out now for KRÜ to organize around C site.
10 seconds left.
Just great utility coming through. I mean, even the last time, even though it's a different map, one advantage that KRÜ had over Leviatán for their win on Vine, for example, was how good they were of just using one ult at a time and getting great value out of it. So a couple rounds ago was Kesnet with the showstopper. This time it's Dante getting information with the dimensional drift, and they still have a pit to work with and block out an area around the map. And look at that Sato. Satchel's into the site, but where's the help? You just talked about that snake bite that was thrown on the ground at the defensive end, so they haven't really been doing a good job here for Leviatán to waste out that utility early.
Right.
So you're going back and forth, double, triple pumps. But all KRÜ needs to do is just stand behind and stop them after on the final hit with the utility they have.
Back to the structured A hits. Okeanos looking for a shot to the left. Doesn't look like Dante knows that could be an oh, he does know now, yeah. That angle comes back up as the wall does. Beautiful timing onto Kesnet with the reload. And the rest of KRÜ answers back very quick to up that body count and try to get themselves in the upper hand here. 3v2 as they're all still fighting out in the open. Sheriff's ringing out loud. King, one more. As he waits, tries to play the door. A game of cat and mouse now with Melzer just on the other side, but Melzer has the spike.
Exactly, that's the biggest thing here that gives the advantage for Melzer. The King has been in these scenarios before. You saw those shots that were kind of clean on the first one, but then now has an opportunity to even reset that. 145 at that distance wouldn't be enough to take down Melzer. And with the time remaining here for King, it looks like he wants to wrap all the way around.
Let's see if he can do it. He's got that MIBR tally on his Sheriff. They take down KRÜ here. They lock MIBR in on points for champions.
30 seconds left.
Seems like everybody's playing for MIBR now.
It seems like it. A little respect there from King. And he is going to find it. 4K for King as he gets the Red Bull clutch.
Insane coming out here from King, and that's just a little bit of unluckiness coming in from KRÜ. They had perfect players. I mean, they had the 3 players out in the open to try to trade it out, just the shots didn't land. And Dante dancing around means he ran out of bullets, and somehow King was able to slip the net. Revolving door saves his life. And as he wraps around, picks up a weapon, and then wins this one here against Melzer. A big round that was needed here for the side of Leviatán, because remember, the last few rounds was KRÜ in full control. And that's potentially the momentum needed for the side of LEV. Start fighting back here on their attack side. Big pressure now for a Rubble control. We're fighting through smokes, won by Mazzino.
Oh, okay. That's sending a message real quick. Usually it's just Dante that pushes up all the way, but everyone's there to create the space. And now they're knowing Tex is on that flank to lurk back in for the high-low. A nice shot from Mazzino as well. They get a bunch of ults online here to be able to combat LEV when they want to use theirs.
Great answer back. And now you're seeing the amount of phantoms coming to fruition too for the side of KRÜ on that defense. Starting with Mazzino, just spamming through the Viper wall and getting contact on the first, and the rest was just KRÜ trying to answer back. Just follow the tracers on the end because KRÜ is using a couple of vandals on that side. Now it's back into an eco for LEV. Hero rifle for Sato. Full shields as well. And they're just very slow for the side of Leviatán early in these rounds. Just trying to get this early control towards Rubble has not been positive for their end, for their attempts.
Yeah.
They want to go back to working the C-mount.
I like what you said earlier. I want to see the hits that are convincing enough to pull the util, allowing for a reset, right? The audio cut, and then that re-hit. It's tough when you're not really rolling with the full double initiator, but let's see if they can get something convincing to go in here and then be able to use a Nightfall on their way in for the final hit.
Well, I mean, if anything, this is big for Tex to pick up that orb. Throwing this ultimate orb that they have could even the tally on their hit. So you might go back to scaling into util, into Rubble, but looks like we just TP'd a little bit early. For the side of Dante, which will allow Leviatán to take control of Rubble and also potentially Tree.
Oh, the crab walk onto Sato. Oh my gosh, they're still far pushed up. 36 seconds into the round, any team is thinking the defense has backed up to play more of an anchor position, not in your face, halfway up the map. And in your face they are, Mazzino, everybody hopping forward, and KRÜ pick up another one.
It's amazing coming out from Dante. So we talked about the very slow start from Dante when he got picked off at the pistol round, but ever since then, though, he's been quite good holding his space. The pushes that he has towards A main, winning that 1v1 against Palm a few rounds ago, but this time, just solo anchoring pretty much the A side. The creep up, the separation from Leviatán is kind of a little bit off here.
Yeah.
But they can't really trade off each other still.
So, looking at this, LEV, the closest LEV has gotten to a site is C each time, right? Tex was in B once, and then they kind of went towards B again, but they've got stopped at A Rubble every single time here. And they go for it again.
It just feels like LEV can't take any space at all.
Bring them down.
Pushing up a little bit, but they're still hesitant. They want more of an activation. They want to see that kill, it looks like, or they want to see something that makes them happy enough to go forward. Playing under those circumstances makes it tough when you're not ready to take too many chances here. Already 3 rounds down. Let's see if they can start to put something to the test.
There you go. These double ults are definitely going to help you take the site.
All right, very big on that. Getting themselves organized now as they can't really hear too much.
Face your fear!
And they get Nightfall themselves, so audio's cut now on the side of KRÜ as LEV stomps in. Free to shoot, free to find, and they get one first. Sato and Calm come up big with those first hits, and they're gonna continue very slowly. Okay, Okeanos does get the kill. They're picking him up, and it's just shy now. It took quite a bit, but LEV does stop the bleeding, and they get themselves back to 6-4.
Still very good for Leviatán to hold back that space.
Yeah.
Starting with the Steel Garden to overtake that A site. They were stopped here by our counter ult on the side of KRÜ, but they still had that second big ult to work with to just go for that second wave push back into the A site. Becomes pretty easy. It was almost a nice timing from Dante's flash, which maybe could have helped those players towards that hit to really get good control to fight against Oki towards the end. And ends up being the shooters, the rookies again. Okeanos, as mentioned on the desk, dropping 30 the last time they played this map a couple of days ago against KRÜ. They lost a huge lead. Okeanos still wants to continue this for the team. Clutching 2 scenarios now with Leviatán pushing towards the A site. A 5-man hit once again. That becomes almost a free plant.
Yeah, repositioning to get the wall in. Now everybody kind of gets a portion of the site. KRÜ can walk in the smoke, and Lev can just sit around the walls of that smoke, set up some high-lows, set up some crossfires, but they got to figure out where the lurks are coming from. Oh my gosh, it gets so intense. Okeanos just finds 3 over at the stairwell. Who else? Still looking for more here. Sato's going to clean one up with a showstopper as they leave nothing to chance here. Van Silly. And now Melzer creeping about. Looks like he's actually looking for safety here and to not get flanked on the way out.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it was a mispositioned pit for the side of Shy. You allowed Leviatán to move in, get an easy plant out in the open, and it doesn't really give you any type of space for you to re-clear from heaven. So you're forcing players now to walk into the A site from the staircase, and they all line up for Okeanos.
Yeah, that was nasty. I can't wait to see. It's just like, who's going to enter in for... Oh, 3 are dead. Okay. Lev's got it.
Oh, well, what can you do then at that point?
Okie. That's all you say on that. Okie. All right. See, Lev picks up another one. 2 in a row is going to be super helpful here. And King's got that Odin now. And it looks like they try to rush forward here. Use that Odin to cut down a bit of the health bars from this KRÜ rubble push each round.
And it picked 3 players, so that's a fast pivot from Leviatán towards that C side. Solo hold from Melzer. It's been tested, hasn't been the strongest in terms of the controller players on the stage this time around. Being tested, forced to push back towards that spawn.
They go in, kills. KRÜ gets another one here. Sato goes down. Slowly playing this one towards, oh my gosh, Dante trying to creep in without the rest of the team there, and KRÜ's moving a little too quick as Lev is making them play antsy in these situations, and this one's not gonna feel any better as Okeanos is backstabbing KRÜ as they enter into B. Look at that, Kelson is just forced to find another position to play from as he runs to the other side of the site. Resets now to take a fight.
Noki's out in the open.
There's one. Made the noise, but it's going to be tough. He's got to go in loud, and Com's going to be able to find that right away for the 6-6 first half.
Not too bad after the timeout from Desmo, but also the biggest saving grace for Leviatán to muster up those last 3 rounds were definitely the ults that were in their favor. And Okeanos getting those picks as soon as they get position. A slight mistake coming up from KRÜ as well. Allows for us to start a clean slate for the second half.
It's going to be great to see.
Come on! Come on!
Okeanos at volume 11. As always, we're going to take a quick break and bring it back to volume 12, 13, 15, and just keep turning it up when we come back.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
I burned your letters, and I'm just forgetting about you. I'm just forgetting about you. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. I wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control.
We are back and switching sides here for our first map in our first series of the day. KRÜ versus Leviatán, and now we'll see what KRÜ can do from the attack side. They started off hot there. Lev started to string back some of the ultimates. Okeanos with a 3K smoke shot, just boom, boom, boom. It's all she wrote for that first one, and somehow became a 6-6 after that. Lev really flexing some muscles there for the last 3 rounds to make sure they didn't fall away too far.
Oh, definitely. If anything, it's Leviatán taking advantage of the small mistakes coming out from KRÜ to even tie up this game. Again, remember that pit a couple of rounds ago. Now let's focus on the pistol round for Leviatán. 4-1 setup. Tex alone here towards this A site, while the rest of them here are trying to muster up a fight towards Mound. KRÜ waiting for the stop and go, and with that refresh of the smoke, now have to start engaging a little bit more. Try to pull some rotates. It works out well, because Dante's already tapped that door. And Leviatán already started falling back.
Yeah, everything about A is delay here. So these leaners in mid to B, you see Okeanos and Sato trying to move around. Or sorry, Calm in that party as well. They have all the time in the world with whatever happens. A lot of stall here for Lev's side, so KRÜ's got to move fast when they do hit. It looks like Dante is going to attempt a little bit. See what he can start drawing out.
All right, because he has control of tree. He wants to call the full team, knowing that the setup's towards the A site with the razor vines that he just saw.
He knows he gets one, so he's got a safe path to the right. That's enough for him to feel comfortable, but now he needs the team's help. That was the whole play, is that he gets the team's help. So this is the stall we were talking about from Lev. They're pretty prepared. Okeanos goes with the paranoia through, and Tex, nice shooting Tex. Calm and Sato come up hot as well on that one, and it's going to be another Lev pistol.
Seemed very interesting for the side of KRÜ. Yes, I love that Dante moved towards that tree, pings out. I thought he was going to try to shoot it so that they still fake that presence towards that tree, towards that A site. A lot of them were still waiting towards that mount. But then they decide to go for the blind hit towards the A site. Yes, you've got tree control, but you don't know how the setup is towards the back of the site.
Come on! God damn, Ian! Okay, boy! Let's go.
You know how many players rotated on top of that for Leviatán, and you just ran in, thinking that you could just brute force your way through, and you know it gets bloody. Ooh, what a shot coming out from Sato. Full classic round though for KRÜ.
Orb grab, seeing if that tempts somebody to come out. That's going straight to Kesnet, I believe.
Yep.
And now they will wait a little bit more. Yeah, Sato hears this gate crash coming in. So he's waiting to see who would come behind that gate crash. He said, please give me orb for a second. I need to take this out. So really just quick communication, denying KRÜ any protocol setups. Well, Dante's still like, yeah, well, I got here anyways. What are you going to do about it? Just misses the nade. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too easy for KRÜ as they set themselves up in the site and almost get knocked down just as fast. King making sure he's not a casualty, but good money get by Plant.
And Dante picked up a Phantom though, and he's been good so far. But Calm just denied him.
Big cleanup. Shy with the Marshall, should be able to hit through. Calm will be able to walk through a shot there, so no problem on that one. And the rest of the team gets through safe anyways. Oh, just to the left as well, as Lev is doing great dodging. King gets the frag, and that's another round for them. They keep 3 alive, so not too painful either.
And he salvaged the Phantom too. That was the biggest thing you wanted to bring back.
Yeah.
But KRÜ will take it. I mean, you started that round full classics, trying to execute towards that seaside with you've already used your paint shells and everything as well. You barely had any util. So to still get a plant down puts you in a comfortable position now when you turn around.
Bro, I got double headshotted. That's not fair. Hell nah.
It's all there. He knows what it's like.
And with that plant too, they want to go for the full investment for KRÜ, anticipating potentially some sort of a outlaw that could come out here for Sato. But Sato instead has the Bulldog. Just working together with this roommate, being Okeanos, forced to TP back with util thrown by KRÜ.
Delay again with the smoke. And a little bit more too, so they can drop the gas. So they're actually just combining this over and over again to keep it very delayed. As they go for the door play, KRÜ is almost running out of options here. without being able to fake out Lev. Oh, that'll make it a little less of an advantage as well, as you lose Dante on the right side. Or on the mid side, I should say.
At least they got the spam back, right? So Sato falls down. They've opened the door,
Yeah.
have tree control or A-site control once again. This could give an opportunity here for KRÜ to rework towards that B-site if they want to. But it starts off first with this. If Shy could actually move forward, even here's to jump up. Okay, now with that though, he's spotted towards the A-site. He's gonna be alone fighting towards A while the rest are executing C.
Well, that paranoia was huge. Can they activate though? Oh my god, oh, he runs into Mazzino. Kianos almost with a huge play there, gets turned around. As Shy and Melzer start to clean up the site. Calm sidestepping into that one. A little bit of a grapevine move by him. Will he be able to clean up more? Just denying left and right. 10 seconds to plant. It's not going to be a plant on top of the site. It might be a kill as Calm just continues to backpedal towards Waterfall, saving this one on time and patience. Another round for Lev here in the second half.
Love that play from Calm. Even trying to win that fight almost takes Shy towards the end. That would have been costly for sure going into the next round, even more than now for the side of KRÜ. But yeah, just anticipating that the other person had to rotate so quickly from the A site after his teammate fell towards A. He pushes down, pushes forward, engages into Melzer, and clutches around now for Leviatán. Starting to slowly see here, Riv, that Leviatán are starting to vibe back here in their camp.
Oh yeah, like Okeano said, energy is what do you say,
Contagious.
contagious,
Yeah.
addictive, a little bit of everything.
Surprised that he also played football.
Yeah. Probably fast, super fast. He's got the plays already. And yeah, a lot of what he's brought to the team vocally has picked up spirits, kept people going. And that's the whole thing about Lev too. We hear the team talking about how a lot of just behind the scenes stuff that people are doing in game that you're not necessarily seeing with the eye test is what really helps bring them over the line and momentum, getting them in the flow state, and how this team operates as well as a lot of that veteran status, just kind of having that aura there. Let's see what they set up on defense this time. Doesn't look like they'll change up too much, just milling about before the 20 seconds is up here. We might see the first one from KRÜ really attempt a rubble control play.
Even Sato forfeiting the outlaw that he wanted to purchase, knowing that they had to play against an eco. Goes for a rifle instead. I respect it. One kill gets him a quick showstopper, so I feel aggression from Leviatán to take this rubble control early.
Sees nade, the regular hit. Nice kind of damage denial though by KRÜ. Okay, the Guardian's obviously just being fired through the smokes right now. That's a fight you can win at times. Shy hurt a little bit on this, but the team's still going to easily move forward, causing Lev to have to reorganize. And Tex needs to move quick if they want to make this work.
And it's Kezin instead that picks up the orb and has his own showstopper, so that's going to help KRÜ to take over the A site. Big paranoia though, but it
Just
still connects.
Dodged in front of it there with a quick jump. It's going to be more shots. They swing together on this one, and every member of Lev is looking at a family photo of KRÜ just swing into sight right now. It's impossible to return shots. And Tex now on that lurk, gonna look to save this.
A little bit of a spam fest on both ends, and it's KRÜ that comes out on top. Losing that player early just at the bottom of the staircase. And also forfeiting the oil control. This allows KRÜ to brute force their way towards this A site.
Jeez.
Hex felt like he could have had it, knowing that they're playing against an eco, potentially low armor, so trying to duel it out, but that makes it expensive now on the side of Leviatán.
Oh, that little haunt ping. That's what came up real big there. Man, and he just got in front of the paranoia too. Like just the timing of everything on that by Kesnet.
Knowing that they're playing against an eco, potentially low armor.
Can't do that with a Sky. Where do they go from here? KRÜ start to battle back now as Lev get a quick few rounds here in the second half.
And for Leviatán, they want to stop this right away. Unfortunately, in an eco round on their end for Sheriff's one classic. The reason why they want to stop this right now is because they might fall into familiar territory. A couple of days ago against Cloud9, strong lead, great start on the defensive end, and then just loses it out. So the next rifle round for Leviatán will be very important to keep that confidence to move forward here in the second half of Lotus.
Cover going out.
And that series was a battle back and forth, 13-10s, 13-10. So you know in this position, KRÜ knows comebacks are possible and how important it is to keep them down. All right, Lev is looking to shut him down here. Nice shot by Dante. Another nice shot by Dante. Is just kind of capped off in sight in the back there as Lev tries to retake their own site. And they're fully forced off. Sheriffs aren't going to make any braver this round. They actually want to get some kills out of this to see an advantage, at least in that economy for KRÜ going down.
Definitely this double duelist on the side of Kez and Dante are feeling it here in this map so far. This will be an easy kill. Not allowing Okeanos to get anything done here to help this double player to move forward, but Sato gets that first one on Kesnet.
This is why they waited. To make it ever so slightly look like they could capitalize on this with some crazy shots, but no, Shy with that everlasting lurk. He just would not come out of the woodwork yet. Finds enough kills to end the round there, picks himself up in the momentum category, and KRÜ feel very good now within one.
So again, an important round coming up for Leviatán. I love here for the side of KRÜ. Yeah, Dante gets 2 kills, but he also invested into Nightfall into that one. So they want to make sure for KRÜ's side that they can close that gap as soon as possible.
Vamos, vamos!
And how important it is for Leviatán to move forward here because they have the ults to work with. Big retake ults, big stalls that they have as well.
Oh, went for the util shot, got crossed up trying to go for the duelist. Still traded back though, so nice teamwork as we get this little C skirmish finished out here. And I think that gives even more agency now to Shy to try and work with something on the right. They still have to deal with Tex.
He's won that fight before against Tex here on that one-on-one in site. Thing is too, it's a good thing that KRÜ avoided the C site hit because Sato was waiting at the pillar with that showstopper at the ready.
I think they heard that.
There.
They heard some toes stomping. Blue room's gonna be taken by Com. Smoke stairs, and this is gonna be the push that Shy has been working on. He's still gonna take the lead on this all the way into stairs, as it sounds like the team KRÜ is only at that door just now. Oh my, they're gonna push right through. They're gonna push right through, and Com is so ready in the blue room. A 3K for him as he lays down KRÜ one after the other. Melzer's back and forth, 180s to keep himself alive and untagged up by the Prowler. But the spike is not in friendly okay, that's his. He's outie.
Still has to face against 3 players though.
20 seconds, he wants one at least before he moves on. Oh, it's too close. Com within arm's reach. And he takes down 4 to end the round.
Com starting to step up here on the second half for Leviatán. A clutch a couple of rounds ago and now a beautiful hold right by Breakable. The timing for the Nightfall was just waiting for the full exit in the first place to help out Tex towards the A site. As soon as he hears the gunshots coming out from that break door, he's able to lower that HP, muffle the sounds, and get some free kills from the players moving inside as KRÜ is trying to go for that pincher maneuver. The late lurk out from Melzer could have been good, but Com was better.
Still take somewhat of an advantage here as they get themselves moved up. Okay, Com just cleaning somebody up, and Shy is down now, so this lurk is taken apart for round 19 for KRÜ. It's gonna have to be done by Mazzino now.
I dropped the spike.
Just becomes a small duel for KRÜ. 3 of them grouped up here towards Rubble. Kesnet potentially opening up a site would get him closer here to the showstopper. But if anything, the dimensional drift might be the thing that opens up now for the side of KRÜ. Looks like it might end towards this B site.
Double fade util over at C, just to fake him out, just to keep the LEV members occupied and wondering. But now that time has passed. Is it enough for the rest of the team now to get into B? KRÜ has some space, but they are surrounded. This doesn't feel immediately comfortable.
Cover going out.
They might go for this plant, but everybody else is slowly walking outside of the site. I was afraid of a flood coming back from LEV, and that would have been dangerous.
Yeah, they did a good job at kind of buying a little bit of time there before they activated to make sure that it's more of a retake for them and not a site defense. Sato cruising through, says thank you very much onto one. Expecting another one to be there for the crossfire, and oh my God, the rookies! Looking like they've been there every day. Com's gonna quickly get the defuse to bring Nightfall back online, but LEV bring it to 11.
So Com's hero play on that previous round, and the opener on that one
Enemy remaining.
could potentially be what helps Leviatán push this forward and give the first map here. I mean, I still like what I saw from Dante ulting here against the Vice ult, so we get the info. And as he comes across, he's following the showstopper from Sato to hopefully has his teammates ready to try to take him down. But he comes out of his own TP or his own ults out in the open and just easily punish inside the B site. And that becomes the first fumble that I see here from Dante on that second half. Outside of that, though, playing great.
Yeah, 16, 13, and 3. Well, everybody's kind of picking it up, too, on that side. 20 and 15 for Sato. Continues to just put numbers up no matter what game he's in or who he's against. It just seems to be a thing. It's base stats. And KRÜ now trying to figure out how they can prevent that, how they can knock down a few members of the side of LEV, work something where they are getting these kind of double hits to work there, because we just saw Mazzino throw a Prowler and a Haunt towards C. LEV was still ready for a B hit. How do they fake him out?
Now we wait. Rip and tear.
Investment coming out here from the timeout just to get around the hero rifles. I'm gonna move that over to Dante. Again, we talked about how hot he's been here for KRÜ throughout this first map, so they want to trust him to be that opener here for this round number 20. Keze one away from the orbs for all 5 of them congregated towards the C-mount control.
Big split between the Vice Util 2 for Tex here. C, B, a little bit of that waterfall flash. And now they just continue to hold back. Kind of letting KRÜ make that first move, and that's going to be the case. Knowing the showstoppers coming through, they have to play all the way in the backfield on this one. And a nice position grab by KRÜ here.
Good news is Leviatán already used all the big ults a couple of rounds ago, so they don't have anything big to retake that site. So that pit even could potentially secure this round for KRÜ. Although it doesn't really go deep towards that spawn, but thankfully Leviatán are not rotating back from that side. It's a fight towards mound.
There's the flash. Who's got the hit? Oh my God. Dante just standing on the other side of that mountain, ready to take a fight here. They know Com is on the other side. It's starting to be a scramble. Paranoia comes through. Now they're knocking on both doors here. LEV is crashing through slowly, still hiding in the smoke, is preventing this kill. Com finds the right click onto Dante. Gets himself moved forward, but there's not going to be enough time. Yeah, there's no time on the clock right now, as they've done a good bit of damage to make sure these rounds count. But KRÜ has suffered through the worst on that one. They picked themselves up at 9.
I wonder what was really holding Leviatán back here from flooding out towards that door, because that Haunt got so much information coming in from Com.
Yeah.
Maybe that second smoke that put Dante inside of it really made Leviatán quake a bit in their boots. Okay, well, maybe that shot helps. And outside of that, Shy could just stay within his pit. Just simply winning it for the team by staying inside that spot. Great delays coming through from KRÜ in that post plant. And they're getting closer and closer. Thankfully, though, Leviatán converted 2 rounds in a row, so they still have money to work with within this round.
Oh, and this is Vansili. This is LEV having to shake off what happened in that Cloud9 game. Stopping the comeback, stopping the momentum of a team that's starting to smell victory as KRÜ blast their way into A, even on the LEV defensive change where all the Vice Util is back here now.
That is 2 quick rounds from KRÜ. Last one, as soon as you have the showstopper, instant hit towards that C site. This time, 5-player rush towards A. But I feel right now, Rev, that I could just close my eyes and cast the first kill, because it's always happening through smoke.
It's true. There is some, it's standing in those kind of hot spots, if you will, the line you think you know somebody's on, or using one of the high walls to just draw a line down to where the edge would be in a smoke. And yeah, you're right. We're getting smoke kills every single round here. And a lot of the times to open up the round. As Kesnet goes searching. Okeanos with a little punish there.
The KRÜ's just one round away now. These 3 rifles saved. Silver lining for the side of Leviatán. Ult also available with Calm. Could go with a half shield rifle if he wants to. Or should. And you're looking back here for the side of KRÜ. They also have their own Nightfall to work with. Staying back towards this spawn. Going back to the default. Listen to see what's happening here for the extremities.
Oof. Played for it again in just the same spot to rubble. And so it's a rinse and repeat there. I mean, both teams are looking for that in the beginning. KRÜ is just going to head towards the left side.
It's interesting, though, for Leviatán, they had so many players on the A side first, and almost looked like they were playing C side for a full retake in the very beginning, but finally King comes back in, gets hit by the Nightfall, but does get the information that the full hits on the C side.
Oh, multiple entry into C. Dante already with the kill here. Shy rotating around from B. That's going to cause a little bit of a look now from Tex, but he has to go. He has to enter into the fight as Nightfall comes through. Melzer, this is all just on eyesight here as they enter in. Still looking for members to go down. That was just the ultimate. Melzer does fall, and that's going to be KRÜ quickly grabbing 3. We're tied 11-11 now.
Oh, it might be happening again, Riv. Leviatán slowly letting the round slip. But Dante, the heads-up play. After the Nightfall, you tried to TP behind enemy lines here from Okeanos. And hoping to get some players down, and he's just head on a swivel, anticipated that shot, gets that pick, and doesn't really allow here for Leviatán to flood back into the site. That's probably the biggest thing you have right now for Leviatán to try those retakes. It's paranoias, Nightfalls, that's your biggest flash. But KRÜ's doing so good to fight back now within these last rounds.
This is a bit of that history, right? When you're like, okay, what are they doing? It's the history. It's like Dante was saying, if I put my all in, history will bring us there. And I think we're getting a little bit of that combination. Lev's got to call a timeout to figure out how to shut that history down. Dante's 18-14 there. Mazzino's 18-12. They are on fire here for the second half and figuring out a way through the LEV defense.
Yeah, what a way to turn it around for Dante. Highs and lows for sure, mentioned by the desk earlier on. Lots of potential here. One of the hot commodities from Tier 2 coming in here for KRÜ.
Yeah.
You're hoping he's going to be potentially that star player that could potentially maybe even replace Kesnet as a star duelist in the very beginning. But you saw week after week that maybe it wasn't working out too well, that they actually had to play a little bit more of a double duelist on that side, and
yeah, slowly
but surely starting to find some positive outcome out of this decision.
Sato dropping 20s on the other side, trying to keep a minute here as we start off another round.
This timeout, you know that all the eggs are in this basket for Leviatán. The economy is abysmal for Lev if they lose this round here. So that pit invested, a great start at least to try to funnel some players back towards the BA side. You've seen there's a lot helping King towards the C side. The walls there, razor vines too. So they are afraid of a late re-hit from KRÜ back towards the C side. KRÜ on their end, they gotta have to keep working that map. It's Dante now trying to create some big pressure once again by tapping these doors. Now it's back to a 5-player hit, something that's been good here for KRÜ for the site hits in this half.
Ooh. Opens the door, says I'm inside, come in already, and they're gonna have to crash towards A here, so KRÜ forcing the hand of Leviatán. It looks like they've beautifully gotten back into position, already setting up double hits, a crossfire as well if that was pushed through, but Sato pushes forward into really an unknown to be able to come up with a few there and start the cascade that's necessary for that Lev timeout to really hit home.
And that's what you wanted to start seeing here from Leviatán, just combined aggression. Sato just calls it, let's go for that flash and that Han, I'll push through, gets that first pick. And then they're able to take that full space on that side as well. Support with the buddy system for both Calm and Okeanos, and he comes in again.
Come on, Oki, come on!
That's right. Oki locks in again with another multi-kill.
Jeez. Feeling those over at A. That's where we saw the previous one as well. Just capitalizing in that environment here on Lotus. 12-11 now. KRÜ, a big showstopper to keep this one going. Bring in the encore of overtime. And they're gonna have to figure out where the best spot to use that is. Two surrounding Kesnet now as they move over towards A, and it looks like Mizzino will join them. Actually, everybody here as they activate back off that gate crash.
With nothing really set up, nobody watching flanks again. Might be the full committal because of the showstopper you just mentioned, Riv. The Tex is beautifully set up to delay, only allowing Kesnet to move inside that site. The rest has to wait behind. And that's good enough to allow here Leviatán to rotate. It'll be a 5 versus 5 for the last round of regulation.
No ultimates to come back in. Just one through stair is going to be Okeanos to take a solo position. 3 up top on that heaven side with Sato to dive into the site. How fast are they going to make it in? Mizzino looks up towards top, and Com's going to answer back with a quick trade. As this is all it could take for Lev. They find 4 more, and they're going to find themselves through, but Shy says no. Puts a cause for pause on the round right now, and it does not look like Lev's going to be able to really push themselves through here. Remember, they're still low on money. It's not even going to matter. They don't have that util. They don't have the guns to get back in, and it's going to be enough from KRÜ to bring it to overtime. We reset it all.
Leviatán again counting too much into that flash haunt for info. It worked, but everybody was well tucked in for this side of KRÜ on the post plant to at least have some support and get no value from the side of Leviatán to try to push back into the site. Like how it becomes easy for the side of KRÜ to hold things up. What better way to start the lower bracket run between these two teams? A classic between Leviatán and KRÜ. History between the two organizations, always won by Leviatán. KRÜ's looking to break that curse and also continue the boon of reaching another chance. First round now, they have their own flash haunt. Nobody being pinged down on that side as Leviatán is actually playing far back for the second wave hit.
Ooh. Little nutmeg shot there from the Phantom, almost got a good bit of damage in. But this is the first time we haven't seen the smoke really come up with a kill just yet. Everybody's being able to encroach a little bit further, gain a little bit more ground. And this push out here from Melzer allows KRÜ to activate a bit more towards B and A. And that slowed down right quick, just at a minute. Everything cuts. And now KRÜ has to consider what that move would be.
Leviatán, they're just going back into the listen for information. With that haunt being thrown, though, on the side of Mizzino at Rubble that doesn't ping anybody yet. That's actually a call here for Sato to move back up with King, to double up on that side. The thing is, Tex hasn't really activated yet. He's going to be the last person moving through here as Leviatán will make noise back on the A side.
Still set up. The peek. Dante peeks. There wasn't really a gate crash up either. They peek him out right away. Mizzino cruising through, trying to walk it back slow to get himself to safety here and not be too drastic with the plays, but Lev is just causing everything to move so fast.
Wait, look at him.
There we go. Melzer just crawling through. His text was like, yeah, he's not here. Might be in that breakable area.
I mean, he was in his POV for a bit there. He should have looked. But it's okay. They had plenty of numbers on the side of Leviatán with how they fought back towards the staircase here, and looks like they spotted Dante just before the wall came up, so that's just unlucky there on the defense.
Nice! I see, I'm looking at my radar, you're not saying shit, I'm like, yo!
Bro, I didn't know he was, I wasn't me seeing him.
Exactly.
That's where we're like, yeah.
That's why King was watching that door. He's like, wait, I saw him at least on that radar. Good thing he's in IGL, so he spends 80% of his time looking at the minimap, most likely.
It's good.
But Lev is at map point.
And a big map point here. They were able to come out strong after a last time out here against KRÜ, but this one is KRÜ, so Adam has something specific he actually wants to get across to the team as they get another one going into time, or going into overtime. It's hard, a lot of time. Quick water, Wet your whistle, hydrate, get back in there. Let's see what they got. Can KRÜ keep it going? Lev is finding a way to close out these games. I think that's one of the things they want to work on the most. Like we said, shaking off the nerves from the C9 incidents that they just recently encountered, and it would do a lot for them to be able to just get this one and close it out.
Yeah, and Calm comes in with the Odin. So we're going to double sit up here on the A side. Probably hunt Odin, try to find something first. I mean, there's been a lot of players trying to creep up behind the Viper wall on the attack, so he's trying to find that line here just on the edge of the A entrance. But that's also a hot spot to be counter spammed on that side here of KRÜ.
Tag? Little tag.
Tickle there onto Dante.
Little tickle. Screaming into the Vise util goes KRÜ here. They are going to be slowed down for a moment as the retaliation from Lev will slowly trickle in to the lay. That's the name of the game right now. Arcro's still here to be used, and Tex just walks forward. KRÜ thinking they got a lot of safe space to work with here. And that's 2, that's 3. A 4th one, and 5th is going to be Mazzino now. And it's just everywhere. They're trying to get him to look. That's the kill. Okeanos again in the A site gets a frag for himself, and that's going to be a Leviatán victory after a back and forth battle on Lotus.
Leviatán's going to feel good being able to close out their map pick of Lotus. Again, a map that slipped from them against Cloud9 and almost slipped against KRÜ right here. But a great play coming out from both Calm and Tex in the back of that A site. Finding great stalls from the util and also from the Cs. And they're able to shut it down here for KRÜ, prevent the comeback from happening. And they're in a great position now to eliminate KRÜ and not allow them to move into chance for the first time since partnership, or ever.
Yeah, crazy rounds coming in. Calm, like you said, had the turnaround round. Okeanos with the big round after they came out of a timeout in the favor of KRÜ. Lev had so many pivotal rounds where they were able to go for the throw on KRÜ, and Sato as well. 24 frags. When is this guy not at the top? It's been kind of crazy for what he's been able to do here.
Yeah, and also you're looking at the maps here. You'd think, okay, well, we're going to get Sato off of a Yoru. It should be fine. But he's still going to put up good numbers. They talked about how good he is and how flexible he is on different duelists for Sato and Leviatán.
We got more VCT Americas coming up right after the break. It's going to be sunset between KRÜ and Leviatán. Don't go anywhere.
Who's gonna stop me? Get it in road. Living the life I will keep on control. Giving it up to my people stand tall. You know the deal, I will give it my all.
Underrepresented on the move. Really wanna start me, let me through.
Take a risk, take a ride with me. When the flip society. Underdog overlooked. Underestimated, I don't lose. Take a risk, take a ride with me. On the edge, looking down from a cliff.
Just make it loud. Make it loud. Drop out, check it out. You gotta make the dance, just make it loud. Drop out, check it out. You gotta make the dance, just just make it what? Make it loud, just make it loud. You gotta make the dance, just make it loud. Drop out, check it out. You gotta make the dance, just make it what? Make it loud, just make it loud. You gotta make the dance, just make it loud, loud, loud. Make it what? Loud, loud, loud. Make it what? Loud, loud, loud. You gotta make the dance, just make it.
Cuba juega directo. 2 para 1 Mosino. Que tiene que buscar el clutch y lo va a encontrar finalmente.
Sato que prende allí ya la conexión. Sato, dame uno más, Sato. Sí.
Here, the coach Leviatán, Desmo. Now, that was a map that you lost to Cloud9 very dramatically, and that was a dramatic finish, overtime, you taking it. What changed, if anything, from Cloud9's game to this game against KRÜ?
I think today we just played a little bit more to win, not to not lose. Just had confidence in our own game, and we knew kind of what game plan we wanted against KRÜ. So just a solid plan and playing every play with confidence. That's what led us to victory.
Well, best luck on map 2.
All right, so there we just heard from Coach Desmo, and we got ourselves a bit of a heater matchup here. We went to OT for map 1 and ended up being Leviatán's game to win. But let's dive into how that happened, because there were a lot of clutch rounds in this one, Brent.
Dude, I mean, Leviatán, look what it took for them to match an ounce of KRÜ's power in that first half, man, because it took 2 pistol rounds, it took a bonus round conversion in round 15, and it took many big moments, individuals popping off from Lev, to be able to go toe-to-toe, because genuinely, the story that was really being told over the course of this entire map was that KRÜ were really owning them in that neutral engagement, the gunfights that were occurring. But those big rounds added up, and when it mattered most, really, when it came to OT, Lev managed to pull it over the line.
And when you're talking about the energy of this game and a team building into that momentum, KRÜ was, or rather Lev was hitting these big rounds at just the right time. Players like Okeanos, like Calm, stepping up in the moments that mattered most. This 1v3 in particular on that bonus round for Calm, I think that was a real turning point in a game that very easily could have slipped away from them, but now instead up a map in this series with that very late kind of power up from Lev.
Yeah, you know, I do want to bring it back to what you were saying earlier, Brent, about just when in the neutral game. I mean, KRÜ was just all over them, man.
Which
the
is
guns
a good
are good
sign
on that side.
Yeah, even though KRÜ have lost this map, I think that's a brilliant sign, because honestly, my biggest worry, my biggest fear and concern was that they weren't going to come in with confidence that they could shoot back and actually take these fights to them. But they were very eager to take those first fight engagements against Leviatán, and they were winning them when, you know, ults weren't coming into play, and the fact that, you know, like I said, Lev won pistol, both pistols, converted a bonus, and they only just squeaked it out over into OT. I'm feeling better about KRÜ heading into map 2.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask one question, though, Mimi, about, okay, great. So this is a, you know, shooting game at the end of the day, but they're losing those rounds because of great util, good ideas coming out of Leviatán as well. KRÜ needs to wake up in that regard, right?
They do, but I also think this is a KRÜ where we're now going to go towards Sunset, which is another double duelist map that is also very reliant on that similar style. I think that simpler stuff is what builds KRÜ runs.
Yeah, well, folks, we do have Coach Adam standing by to hear what he has to say as we get ready for map number 2.
Here with Coach Adam of KRÜ Visa. Now, we are one map away from not making champions, breaking the tradition, but we are going to your pick of Sunset. Talk to me about your goal for Sunset, what's going to happen so we can take it to a map 3.
Well, we have a special plan prepared for LEV and Sunset. They play a different comp with Vice and KO. So we were looking to play that map in any scenario. So it's a map that we're confident, and we had a good almost comeback in Lotus. So I think the team is confident, and we're looking to take it to the third map.
We all know y'all are tenacious. Best of luck.
Okay, we got ourselves a little bit of a secret plan here, guys. Yeah. I'm excited.
Sounds like they're ready for the KO that they like to play for Leviatán on Sunset, right? Putting Okeanos on it. So got something in mind for it, which is interesting.
I think it does change up the flows, how you want to do. KRÜ is a team on their attack side that likes to go for a lot of faster rounds when they're playing the double duelist. KO is one of the best agents at full stalling you out if you get a great cycle with that knife. And there are unbreakable knives you can throw on either side. So I think having a specific game plan for that is a good sign for KRÜ.
How do you neutralize neutralize that, though. That's interesting.
Play slower, wait
Yeah.
out a knife, try and bait the cooldowns, try and like piece together where the
I'd like
hold
to
is.
see a crew that's really willing to exploit mid and try and get their double duelists into positions where they can kind of blow up their rotations and be able to fight into that space in the late rounds. I think if this is a crew just trying to run hard execs through main, that's where they're going to fall apart.
Yeah, that is going to be very interesting. I'm quite curious to see how that plays out, Mimi, because you're asking KRÜ to slow things down a little bit here.
For sure, and I mean, it's not just them that their own outcome is in their hands. They also have MIBR
That's true,
sitting
too.
and preying on their downfall. Because
It's
if they
crazy.
lose here and LEV win this 2-0, that's MIBR, despite not even being here in playoffs, locking a slot at Champs in Paris.
Preying on the last Brazilian representation in playoffs currently on their downfall. For Sato to lose, for them to make champs. It's
The
kind of
irony is
Or rather
unbelievable.
for LEV to win, right?
Sorry, for LEV to win,
They're all
right,
behind
sorry,
it.
yeah,
We need
excuse
this
me.
rookie to succeed if we want to make it there.
Yeah,
If you're
oh,
MIBR.
man.
Getting it twisted.
Yeah, that is that's a tough one there. But again, do want to set those stakes properly because MIBR, they are waiting on bated breath because they know that these teams have the keys to their destiny in their hand, Mimi, and that is a tough one to deal with.
Big stakes for KRÜ as well. You lose here, you're out. No chance of a run. It would be the first champions they've ever missed.
Ooh, that is bone chilling. All right, folks. Well, we will catch you guys in just a little bit, but the good news is Riv and Van Silly will see you on the other side for map 2. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to VCT Americas Map 1. Over on Lotus, going in favor of Leviatán in the overtime rounds. They took a 1-2 right after the other, so no problems there, but they were, I think, as kind of Brad said, getting those rounds through pretty extravagant ways here. And Desmo said they are trying to play not to lose, they're playing to win. It's very easy to kind of sit back and not be aggressive, but we'll have to see if they can stay aggressive and take the second map, which is going to be KRÜ's Sunset.
Definitely on the side of KRÜ, you're also playing to win because if you lose, you're out.
That's a big one. That's going to be a big one.
At least when we get into this map of Sunset, it was a good map for KRÜ. They dominated 100 Thieves on this map, and it was a lot on Shy on the attack side, finding so many good lurking and openings here for the team. Went 16-5 just on the attack himself to allow here KRÜ to win that fight. But for Leviatán, they also look pretty decent. Mimi was talking about this KO being very good for the team. It works out in the playstyle of Leviatán. They are definitely the team that we're working a little bit more slowly to leverage this double initiator from both Okeanos and Calm to see where they can move around that map, especially on the attack side. But those flashes also become very good to work with to allow Sato and the rest of the team to flood back in. So I think this is still a very good map for both teams that are both comfortable on it. But head-to-head, we'll see how this clash goes if we see this double duelist continue on here for KRÜ's side.
And we see Sato going into sight with less than double initiator utility, so I can't wait to see what he will do with it here. Getting all those flashes over his shoulder and the neon to fly around with it. KRÜ is going to have a bit of the same to attack with here, but it is going to be really up to Dante and Kesnet to make sure they get these hits in, to make sure that space is taken with what Mazzino is flying over their shoulder in initiator utility. I definitely feel like KRÜ, what Adam was saying here, rings true for them. It's a place they can gain momentum back and really start that historic run that they need to create right now or be eliminated.
Definitely, lots to be written for sure. And as mentioned, a LEV Map 2 win will allow MIBR to lock in a spot at Champs. I think it was Cortezia currently hanging out here in the Brazilian casting desk, and I'm pretty sure that he's nervous watching this game. But also would be very happy if he's able to see Sato propulse him over here to Champs and to go to Champs with so far G2 and Sentinels.
Yeah, we already saw that Lev knows it. King running the MIBR gun buddy on his Sheriff. Might see it a few more times here as Leviatán is looking to get made in Brazil pushed on through. Sunset's going to be coming up right now. We just saw the agents. Let's see if KRÜ can bring us to a third map. That would be Haven if we get there. But the Sun's got to set first. And who will it set for?
Haven will continue to be a very interesting map for the series here for both teams. They did go toe-to-toe last time around when they faced off in the regular season of Stage 2, and it was so aggressive. It was so brawly for A side control. Let's focus on Sunset now. King once again, I mean, this is just a standard buy coming in from both teams. The setup, though, for Leviatán is to pressure a little bit more towards this B side. I don't know if we're going to try to get this double swing out towards that front. Yeah, it looked like it was. A jump start from Sato at the very beginning, but Dante is not falling back. Looking to fight back on their side for KRÜ.
Nice Rose positioning that he's waiting to use. Actually playing a little bit to look behind. And it's not even going to affect KRÜ. They get all the position that they want, being able to check every corner and every shot, and they're hardly even hurt getting through that. Dante and Kesnet could easily stay alive here, as they don't even have to be the front of the spear anymore.
Again, Shy is in a great position for these lurk timings, and great number advantage for the side of KRÜ. You almost think here that flash would have been a good play for Leviatán, but it's easy to turn away from that spot with how close you are.
Trade back, okay. King?
Not again, right?
Like 5 HP. Oh my god. Almost got too many shots off there. Classic, but Melzer just needed a tag, gets it. And KRÜ was going to get their first pistol of the series.
I mean, if Melzer fell down, that was potentially a doable position there for King, but just to backpedal a bit again into that Rose, the flash here from Tex. It only half blinds the 3 players from KRÜ right in the front. So there was no surprise coming out when Sato just swung out from that smoke. It just allowed here KRÜ to easily take over that A site because of the aggressive position that you had on A.
Yeah.
Very hard to rotate from, as all of them were still too far back for Lev.
Standing ahead. Look at this. Set up and spawn by Lev. They're saying, okay, I think KRÜ's going to push through. Let's kill and get that first gun when it happens, right? Let's swarm that first person, or maybe even paranoia through and get themselves to play.
Very nice dart by Mazzino. So they instantly smoke towards that right side for the cross. Now you realize there's nobody in the front, so they can just walk into the site for the plant.
Spike planted.
There it is. Oh, the relay bolt slows it down, allows both duelists to get into a safe spot. And nobody's really even tagged up after this. We just reset and go again. Slide through. Here comes KRÜ being able to knock down anybody from left that starts showing themselves. I don't even think the smoke on main is really controlling anything here. All the members of KRÜ push right through. A nice few kills from Lev, though, just to get some money in their pocket and drop a few weapons.
Yeah, another great play coming out from Dante to have him push all the way up like that. Because if he was not there for the relay bolts, that double flash would have been huge there from both King and Tex. Maybe would allowed here Leviatán to maybe get a couple of bodies as they're flooding back towards that B site. All right, you got one. I got mine.
That's what you would say. Probably type it in chat too, right? Oh, here's that play. Yeah, instantly realizing the paranoia, just even having the HUD go a little fuzzy, activated that relay bolt. So Dante didn't even need to see the actual paranoia coming through the wall, is how quick he was to understand that play and get back in position. 2-0 now for KRÜ. We get some weapons on the board, and Melzer will have that Sheriff. Let's see if they can get a pickup as they go for a big bonus here. This could really catapult KRÜ forward.
I'm going to find some early information right away. Knife sees nothing there towards that A site, so only one player is going to pivot forward. That's King taking full control of Elbow. It's a full fake, though. Paranoia, and also the wall coming up so they can walk up on middle for KRÜ. You need to smoke one of the sides, though, if you want to go for this hit.
Oh, that angle is so vile to try and cover when you're peeking the left side. Defense has such an advantage there, and we see it for Lev starting off now. One player is strong, but they did lose Okeanos.
That's the thing. I mean, it looks like everybody was focused to try to surprise the Owl drone, and no smoke on the attack side. It was a beautiful crossbar set up towards the end. Free kills from the side of Lev. Elisa's spike has been picked back up, but now the wall will get activated, and all 3 of them have pinned inside market.
Teamwork. Quick cooperation around the clone, and now they could be able to get a frag here. I like that. Nicely done. Searching the back with the dart so they can keep watching the same direction together here and just let the rotation come around. Sato is creeping ever so slowly, but it's almost just enough. There it is. There it is. Sato finds 3, probably a 4th one too, as Melzer now has to push himself inside a smoke that's gonna get darted, and Tex finds that kill. Man, they are just squeezing down KRÜ on that round. Could not get through the bonus for them.
The idea was still pretty good, at least for KRÜ in the first step of that fake on that A side. Because you saw the rotation from Sato, he went all the way out to double support on the elbow with King. So you definitely did weaken up the mid control. And then as soon as we kind of slowed things down and we didn't really smoke to move up, no surprise came through towards the end there for KRÜ. Now I'll have still a rifle round. Hunter's Fury available from Mazino too. So we'll back into the dart, the similar one I think that he did 2 rounds ago.
What's he looking? Where are you looking?
Gonna land in front of that B site.
Boing. Anybody gonna get darted? Nope. Seeing if they're trying to play a little front main here and they can get an aggressor. And that's gonna be the drone.
And
Say
that's
the clone.
just something nice that they do here too, because they don't have to waste too much util to take full control of that front B spot. And if there was a shot coming across, then for sure Dante's moving in with a relay bolt. They double rush down here with the double duelist, and they fight towards that B main control. So that at least allows for them to get a free orb as well, and to reset now the round.
Ooh, was that just a reset one way? Turn them away, causing now the drone to go up on the right side. That was going to be kind of an A lurk, or an A push for KRÜ, but they decide not to. And just at 1 minute, you did see Kesnet shoot a camera over here, so Lev has not left B. It looks like they have a really great line of scrimmage on that defensive side here. They do start to leave B though, and that's going to help KRÜ get this 4-member team into position with just that lurk on Melzer.
30 seconds left.
Ooh. Playing with fire there.
Especially with 3 players.
Yeah.
If anything, Leviatán stays clean. A little bit cleaner than Lotus in terms of the buddy system. Now all 5 of them back towards Boba. A huge flood back from that back site.
Flash, dart, flash. Double flash, yeah.
That's 3 flashes.
They've cleared a spot that's already been open, right? So now they have to figure out a way to feel comfortable to get into this next spot where they don't have that reiteration of utility. And King and Com are going to do it with aim. Coming up huge. We've seen these 2 in the clutches be big, but Kesnet gets 3! A 4th one immediately. Another one lines up possibly. He finds the 5th. The ace in his eyes. Goes for the shot, starts to tempt it, but Tex is able to knock Kesnet down short of an ace. It's still KRÜ's round, and they're still feeling good about it. Maybe not so. They lost 4. Maybe not so. They lost 4. Got ahead of myself there. But Kesnet closer to the ult. He actually has it now.
Great round coming out from Kesnet for sure. If anything, though, KRÜ looked like they were very comfortable to play the old school style of playing Sunset out towards the entrance of the B site, because they could rely on the Hunter's Fury.
Is that a miss smoke in the action? Kind of like a shot? Because it was not covering the main, right? So interesting there. It might have just been in the mix-up as it was being thrown.
Also trying to force players outside of the smoke to try to spam the diffuser, so if they had more bodies on the side of Lev, they could potentially protect that.
All right. Waiting for it. It's the old breach position here for Melzer that would fault line across that front of A, but it's going to be a paranoia now.
Everybody's leaning towards this B site. Looks like Leviatán's preparation is KRÜ likes to go for the late hits back in the middle.
Yeah.
At that minute mark. Worked out a few times, and now at least a dimensional drift is going to help you really take that space and get information.
Quick one-way's going up just to deny that pawn shop side of things. That's going to get the drone anyways.
The knife also missed here from Okeanos, so they were probably still thinking that they're following around Dante. He TP's back towards the A site. Now they have a full site hold for KRÜ on the post plant.
Great point. They have absolutely converted themselves around the defensive Lev here. It's still going to be a pretty good buy for Lev coming in. They don't have too much util, just Mazino and Dante here to shuffle back into the site. And one of those relay bolts is used for pawn.
Could still double flash here with a recon though for Lev.
Yep.
Just got to find that timing.
Slide in. They haven't found too many people yet. KRÜ is doing a great job of just kind of hiding in the site, not allowing anybody to be seen there. A spam from Tech starts us off. What else would do it? And KRÜ is just answering. Look at this turret on top of the box right now. Oh my gosh, Melzer just left and right, identifying members, and Kesnet helping to knock them down as they hold that A site.
See the protocol out for Leviatán. That's 2 rounds in a row that you go for double to triple flash with a recon. But they get no value out of it. KRÜ's just finding some great spots to tuck away here from the recon being shot down. And then as soon as the flash comes into no effect, it makes it so difficult here for Leviatán to move back through, especially when you got counter smokes coming in from Melzer. Great hold for the side of KRÜ towards the end. Now Lev's econ is fully broken. No ways to play a trap. A walk down from Calm though with a classic only. So he's not going to be in a position to play any big ults here with the side of Leviatán.
And one of the first times we see somebody going down mid, albeit like you said, with a classic, I thought we'd see a few more of these plays between Okeanos and Sato with the KO flashes and Neon flashing towards mid. As this round will have us entering into B for KRÜ, setting up a pretty big garrison here on the site without too much trouble.
Nice counter stun though.
Okay.
Oh wait, this might start.
That was nasty from Tax.
Overdrive available as well.
Oh,
Down.
spam down. Dante knows what the priority is and how much that gun means, but the Phantom is still going to get picked up. This coming over from Calm here. He's going to have a little bit of a late rotate. They may not be ready for him to come through market. The camera might see him. Conte and Melzer pick up some necessary kills as Boba gets knocked down in the situation. And now they know exactly where both members are. One more.
Timing on that smoke, unfortunately, there. As they're trying to flash through from the side of Okeanos, but I almost felt it could have been a good round there for Leviatán to start leveraging those ultimates that were available for them, especially on a lower buy on an eco that they had. Calm probably felt like he was too exposed from his position down towards middle, where maybe he wouldn't be able to support the overdrive coming through, but yeah, look at that. Just disappears as soon as the flash comes out, so he's able to find him blinded. They've done some good damage.
KRÜ's aggression on these B hits just over and over. And we're going to like tempt A for what, the second time, I think, here in what is going to be 7 rounds.
A little bit faster this time around, though, from KRÜ.
Oh, dear. You know exactly. Oh! Okeanos with the save! A pie to the face for Dante as he was expecting a different member to be in front of him. And Shy's pushing middle here. Tex is able to clean it up as things get a little chaotic. And now calming down here with Lev being able to set up this defense.
They continue to make sure that middle is being covered for the side of Lev. So if it's not for push hits, it's for the Shy lurks. They're able to punish that. Op firstly, for the first time, comes out here for Sato on this map. Hasn't been spotted yet for the side of KRÜ. Would decide to cut noise on their side.
Expects that mid push so much too. You can see him checking the flank. How many times has KRÜ tried to walk somebody up mid? They find him in elbow though. Knowing Dante is there is gonna clue a little bit more of what the play is. A great turn for the anti-flash, but Okeanos still faster to the trigger.
Now Sato slowly walking towards that middle. They might still be able to find that timing to get through the door.
Oh, the insert. The insert. Almost another one. Mazzino goes high for the shot, and Tex is low for the kill. In the 1v2 now, Melzer trying to hold the site.
With a slow start as well on Lotus. Now forced on a 1v2. Has stepped up to the plate, this time at least for the first half for KRÜ. And they're separated for Leviatán.
Vandal back, he bought the time. They're split right now. It offers him a 1v1 if he can actually find the fight, but he does not want to give himself up too much. And the spike is really right in front of him, so Melzer can play this to the last drop. Oh, Tex is gonna find the pre-swing though. A 3K for him. And even we're going coast to coast on this. Lev's gonna find the defuse over at B.
Yeah, great hold, or great retake by Leviatán. Also a great hold towards that A side. Lots of pressure coming out from KRÜ, out towards that elbow. That save clotheslines his opponent as he tries to slide across, and Dante gets owned. This is not unfamiliar territory here for Dante to play this Neon. I mean, we've seen him play on Sunset before, but it's also one of the biggest agents he's played back into that Breach Neon meta in Challengers. Back into an early information game for Leviatán.
Oh, almost got the toes.
It's a big dub now for the side of LEV. Com still has his Hunter's Fury too. The more they wait this time now for KRÜ to go for a late hit, the more value you're going to get here with these ults available for the side of LEV.
They're going to leave Kesnet here. He's going to have some fun in mid once people start to rotate. But Mazzino and the rest of the team are going to try to activate here today. It's been King's thing to always kind of teleport away from this and get himself to safety. And they're going to give him a little more safety with that ultimate you were just talking about from Com. If he'll use it in any moment to assist the team, and that one was very defensively.
The thing is, he only got the ping up to Shy, so they're probably thinking that it was only the lurk. But here's a re-hit from KRÜ, an opening.
Ooh, the swing around and the strafe jump from Dante gives him something to think about, but Com is still able to accurately get a shot back into the site. Little retribution for his teammate as we're now in the 4v4 retake.
Overdrive, probably going to be used here as Sato can't retake with the op.
For the overdrive. Oh, right during the relay bowl. Everybody's getting caught with that last bit of util out before the play as Okeanos starts to trade with the team. He gets 3 himself. Tex with 3 last time. Okeanos with 3 this time. LEV is working together to get these rounds back in their favor.
Continues to be very brawly right now, but both teams, I mean, we talked about on the desk, and even I was expecting going into this game too, that it was going to be very ferocious in terms of aggression and team fights for both of these teams.
Come the fuck on, baby!
We got rid of the last 2 letters of that word, so I don't know what you said.
Yeah, it was muted. I didn't hear that. Whatever.
But nonetheless, as I was trying to say here, lots of aggression coming in. Usually for these teams, you got very brawly the last time these 2 teams played against each other. But we are being very meticulous on working the map since Lotus to this one here. Remember, when KRÜ started to find their footing on their attack side of Lotus is when they started deathballing 5 players together. They tried this time around on their ego.
What's that you have at the B site? Is that an operator? They try to rush it, but the wall is going to create a little bit of trouble here. Sato goes down. Dante just come flying through, knocks down the door. Bucky's Tex out of the situation. And Com still wants to play inside sight, right in the face of the opponent. Melzer just gets a jumping frenzy shot. And they're just going to hang out backside here and try to clean up the rest of the members. Nice kill by King. Trying to do what he can. Paranoia's 2 on the right, can actually create a good situation for himself. Another frenzy kill coming into this round. That is a low buy for KRÜ. They're going to be able to do this.
So Bucky, long range, so only gets tapped. Now floods them both towards his crosshair.
Oh, they hear him. Oh my, a third with the frenzy! That's nutty, a thrifty round for KRÜ. What in the world?
And on top of that, Kesnet, I think, was the one opening it up towards that spawn with a frenzy. Tex tried to play the cheeky play behind his own wall. But hello.
The timing there.
They just knew when they were pushing in towards that side, and that's the beauty here of Neon.
But what type of Bucky does this guy have? The golden one from Salty Springs?
He's got that just released Bucky.
Yep.
No nerfs yet. Hit him from across the site. 6-3 here is KRÜ creating much more of an advantage for themselves right away. They did miss the bonus, but then clawed back a few more rounds before we've just seen now Leviatán do a bit of their own work and KRÜ say no, our rounds again, which is going to prompt this timeout.
There's been a lot less mid control here from KRÜ in the last few rounds, though, on that side when they were hitting these sites. Although the retakes have been quite nice for Leviatán. So I think the game plan for both of these teams are, and the adaptation that they're bringing just on the fly here from both IGLs, are still doing a pretty good job. But I think after getting thrifty like that, you have to stop a little bit here of how some of the members of Leviatán potentially could be flustered from that type of spanking they received from Melzer's Frenzy.
What's next? Looks like a lot of this firepower is going to be stacked towards A once again. They may try to create a little bit of a play here. Neon, and nobody's going to go through that one way, so they'll gain a bit of ground towards A main.
At least this time around, I think that dart got broken instantly, and this is why we're seeing a little bit more util being utilized by KRÜ to move towards that front of that B side. Still coming down to a plant, though, for the side of the attack. No punishment on that lurk from Shy over towards A. So he'll stay alive.
Heard him run away, too, so that you guys have a lot of time on 2 more from A. Very patient play here. And again, 1 in sight, like you mentioned before, playing it the old way. 3 towards B main. It'll be a 4th eventually, since that's not going to be a rotation through mid, it looks like. Yeah, they're holding off. They may get smoked out, cause a little bit of trouble here. The smoke goes out. That does force the hand of Dante to play in front of the smoke, as well as they kind of teeter-totter back and forth in and out of the smoke. Oh, Dante's just like, hey, look what I see. Look what I see. Just shoot me. I am running into each one of the members, causing chaos. And yeah, they've wasted the time down. See if they can get out of this one, though. They're all a little too close for comfort. It looks like they only lose Mazzino there, but man, KRÜ just really creating chaos in the site and having fun on that one.
It's very, very nice there by Kesnet. Similar scenario, too, that when they faced off against each other. Remember that one-on-one against Okeanos when he was also playing with the Medicinal Drift. This time leverages it to help his teammates get a couple of sprays to the smoke and not allow here Leviatán to go for, once again, what was that double flash recon. And you see the way that they're scaling back here for Leviatán on these flashes, so that recon really only clears that back to boxes. I'll hold that thought, though, because KRÜ's trying to add a little bit of pressure towards this B side at the beginning. But Leviatán needs that second layer to try to push back towards that front of the side. It can't just be that arc rose from Tex in front B.
And their op is being identified almost all. Oh my gosh, Shy almost asleep at the wheel for a moment, but gets that one. Autopilot happens.
Com definitely did, though. You always have to be aware of the Shy position outside towards A main, and even especially towards tiles when this position from King is already watching that line. And when he's receiving no utility on his side, nobody's pushing forward, you have to expect there that lean towards mid B.
Now they're going to go right back to where the op first shot. And once they get this cleared and smoke out, they can get right by it and right in its face, right? That's the whole point. Oh, he still wants to peek out. Sato trying to create opportunities out of nothing. And a lot of the times he'll get away with a kill. It's incredible to see. That one, he comes up just short, but is still available for the team, which is what matters here.
Losing Com's gonna be tough, though.
Yeah. Fires through. Just denying more. Tex, Okeanos trading around as Kesnet's the one to fall in the end at the last end of that battle. 3v2 now, or I should say 2v3 as KRÜ are trying to hold this one. Okeanos wants to push forward. They still have some smokes, still have some flashes to make this one count. Oh, with that TP, almost was able, Mazzino's able to clean it up, and KRÜ do it again!
What a clutch recon dart from Mazzino towards main. Because it went for a flash, King TP on the other side. It was perfect for at least the first trades. But as soon as it comes out of the TP, gets pinged out, becomes an instant spray from Mazzino. Right over here. Beautifully done. Playing against Sato's off, able to capitalize on that kill too.
My gosh. The wherewithal to be spamming the box to understand what agents are going to be presenting themselves at that B main position. Makes Mazzino, the 5-6-7 head there, just absolute big brain on that play. A 3 in mid already here for KRÜ as they start pushing up very hard. Realizing this is going to be a lower by last round.
It's Guardians for distance. Com also has Hunter's Fury, and that definitely is going to be identified by KRÜ. They're also leading towards that. They just want to brute force their way across potentially. And this is looking pretty decent, though. As he try to split towards this A site while Razor Thorns won't really allow for you to set up inside that site and could potentially give you good value with the Hunter's Fury. Com's already moving back for the line.
Trying to get back to assist each other here. That Vice Util creating a bit of awkwardness for a moment. Oh God, Kesnick getting tagged down by the 3 burst here. Dante pushes forward, Tech still able to find a kill, but was that too far? Have they put their hand in the cookie jar? Okeanos tears it right out for a moment, and Com's gonna line a few up on Hunter's Fury, just one rather. They can't plant yet. They want the space, they want the knowledge that this is clear enough for a safe plant, and that gets a little more dangerous. Oh, Kesnick's like, oh God. Get himself to safety, get that plant down with 10 seconds, and now again another 2v3 for KRÜ.
They still have double flash for the last player standing behind the site, which is Shy.
They don't win 2 of these in a row, right? I mean, now it's a 1v3. Shy's been known for these positions, get himself tucked in. Oh, that, yep. I think they just saw that tip of the gun. They run him down. Okeanos finds 3. Lev will find 4. And a very dominant KRÜ first half.
The reads continue again to be good for both sides, and it comes down to the duels. The chaos that we had towards that back of the A side. What a shot from X, by the way, right over here. Crept up on while he was reloading and still gets the headshot. Doesn't allow here KRÜ to flip back towards the A site. And allows Lev to get the retake.
Nice! Come on! Let's go.
Great
Honestly,
stuff coming out of Lev.
We can get both.
That is going to be the half. Do not go anywhere. Sunset will conclude after the break. Welcome back, everybody. 0 seconds remaining. That means we're getting into game right now, and it is going to be on Sunset, and it may set for KRÜ here if they cannot complete this second map and bring us to Haven. Lev has to do a lot of work, though. They had control of the pistol rounds on our first map of Lotus. KRÜ was able to get pistol round number 1, and it would be a huge boon to grab the second one here and keep Leviatán's momentum from getting started.
Yeah, and again, both teams finding victories the last time they played this map. KRÜ against Energy, Leviatán versus 100 Thieves. You're seeing the KRÜ setup, putting a trip on top middle. Leviatán not going for any type of fakes though. Breaking that dart there, fully walking for contact into elbow.
They stop. They're like, we're happy with this room. See if they can get into util. No, it is going to be their first to activate. Oh gosh, Okeanos just trying to deny that. Drone flies right up to him, and Okeanos is almost delivered with it. Oh my gosh, they're just facing these fights, trying to take him right away, knowing Mazzino has a sliver of health as he lives himself to safety, but getting close. Oh my gosh, they didn't stand a chance as they peek out. They fall just as fast, and now it is going to be the rotation back from Shy. He was just here. This is how he ended the half. Let's see if he can start it better. It's going to be a tough one, though.
Especially the players in the back of the A side were low HP to try to attempt to move back into the A side, but yeah, definitely becomes a very nice hit by Leviatán in the pistol round. going to mention the trip that KRÜ places on the top of middle. Leviatán, remember when they played that Lotus map just earlier on? They like to do these 4-1s where Calm is trying to find info as a fade. This time he does it as a, or usually does it as a Sova. And they work up towards that middle. There's a little bit of studying being done in front of the side of KRÜ, but a little bit of an ante on an ante.
Nice, Satinho, welcome to...
Wait, what?
I said welcome to domination.
I'm sure, Tex.
But yeah, so Lev went back for the counter ante to just brute force their way towards the A site to win that one. Similar recons coming out from the side of Leviatán, clearing the front of that B site.
Easy pickup. KRÜ says we'll take all of this space. Okay, Dante will not go without a headshot. It's not going to feel very good, but then Lev just walks backwards, realizing that that is going to be a full push around the extremity of the map. They just have to worry about Kesnet.
A good spot for Lev, too. They have a wall to watch that flank. This should actually be the round coming in from Leviatán unless we got some crazy shots with these classics from KRÜ.
Oh, man. Had before, crook in the hip. Dante can't get up there. And yeah, they are searching now. They're like, what? You wanted to push behind us? Well, here's the fight that you were looking for. Nobody's going to be dying to the spike this time. They're all worth the alt orbs, and that's a flawless for the side of Lev.
Good on here for King to call for Leviatán to stay back towards that spawn. Just anticipating some sort of a push. And I think even from his position, heard the orb getting picked up, so he was already ready for any type of walk down. Contact play was fully denied after, and the rest is history. Lev gets that round.
Look at him, bro. I'm so aggressive on these rounds.
To get that one ult orb where maybe he could have given it to Sato to get closer here to the Neon ult, but it's okay.
Your Vice jumping out to be the distraction kill, but still getting him. He's crazy like that. Sometimes he's crazy like that.
And this is the type of rounds you see here from Leviatán when you have this double initiator. They recon, they knife on both extremities, they go for potentially a 1-3-1, this time 4 players though moving up towards middle. And look at that, because they always pressure this top side, everybody rotated back from KRÜ. A triple crossfire setup on the top of quad and also on the other side of shop, which allows now Lev to just walk at the market, get the opener.
Oh, what a flash turn by Sato, also coming up with the kill as well on Mazzino. Now they're reorganizing. Calling themselves to the right side of the map is going to be a very soft side here for KRÜ. Wait, they actually waited out at 40 seconds? They're going to fake initiate to the right side here. So yeah, Lev is feeling fully in control of the map right now.
Especially went for that flash from Tex here on that A side. So KRÜ actually pulls most of their defense on that side. Trip at least is going to sound the alarm, but it's going to be difficult here for Shy to really try to get any type of holds.
Oh, somebody shoot it. They get in. Oh, they were sure that they had this side of the map. I think that became their fault. Tax walks right into the smoke, thinking it came from afar. KRÜ is now ready to collapse down onto Lev, as they have no idea where KRÜ is coming from on the defensive side.
Don't know what to say about that one. That was
just feeling too sure about the play you actually had in your hands.
This first death, I respect it. You don't clear that smoke, but somebody has to be watching that spot. But Oki decided to stop that plant because he thought Shy was going to swing outside of smoke to take him down. That should have been the responsibility of somebody else to cover the spike planter.
Yeah.
And because you've delayed so much on that side, Shy got that pick when there was 12 seconds left. And Oki getting out of it now has to be forced to stick it as an initiator. Cannot support the team with util. And then also created enough time for KRÜ to rotate back on that side because they're playing with the Neon as well. And man, everything just crumbled for Leviatán. Just from the ninja position from Shy.
Ooh. That flash didn't make it over. It did hit Sato right in the face. And Kesnet did too. That's unfortunate for them. And KRÜ's feeling good about the start on this one to know Sato won't be sliding into a site.
So miscomms into a misplay in this round. Leviatán are starting to let their synergy slip. As a 4-player walked up from KRÜ should punish Tex now. Takes it out.
Oh my. They are not letting go of the slight advantage they got in this round. Incredibly aggressive by KRÜ here to keep that pressure forced. The spike has to be picked up by LEV here, so KRÜ's just going to gather together, maybe let that happen, and then go for the kills.
Yeah, and even when King couldn't get the surprise kill in the back of Boba, Calm had to walk the whole time because the full pressure that KRÜ just showed down towards middle. Can't really pull out the knife to meet up with King as soon as possible. And now that you're slowly walking towards that B site, KRÜ groups up and they reflip the map.
What a cool call as well on this one.
30
Love the idea of the play. Everybody's going to be looking for the defensive side, obviously on the side of LEV, and they're just going to get sideswiped here as they come in. 1-2. Incredible. Playing inside the mind of your opponent.
And the last little detail, too, was Shy putting that trip back towards Boba, and he watches the market walkout. So if Leviatán decide to pick up that spike and walk all the way towards the A site, and that trip gets tripped literally, then it allows for you to really set up here to cut the rotates over towards that A site. So I just love here the small little micro things coming out from KRÜ in that previous round.
What a confident sunset from KRÜ. The way that they're playing from side to side here as offense and defense, but also their movements and just the calls they're making mid-round that are kind of working out without a secondary or an audible needing to be called. Timeout, though, from LEV to see if they can sort out what has been going on. They need to find 4 rounds to get it back to tied.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing that is going to be called a timeout here for the side of Leviatán, and we just talked about that synergy lacking a little bit here in the last few rounds for Leviatán. Now force that second timeout. KRÜ still has 2 in their bank.
Yeah.
And to call this one here for LEV, I mean, it's going back into an eco round once we get back into the game. So you have to think about trying to close that gap starting on the following one. Maybe the overdrive could bring something for Leviatán on this attack side. But I think they're going to have to go back into that mid-control play that they've been able to work the map a little bit better on their side on attack here.
See how they pan out. Got a bit of time. Mid-trip to make sure nobody's lurking. Actually, a lot less mid-play as we're talking about it now than what we saw from KRÜ. They had somebody lurking upstairs almost every time to try and take fights, whether it was a full team or not.
Stinger buy actually becomes a stinger buy towards the end and sort of grouped up here towards this A side.
Yeah.
And the Knife of Moki is going to look back towards a shop, maybe even try to throw a smoke here to take control of the front A side. But no, never mind. It's a knife that looks towards a early aggression from KRÜ if they're going to contest the orb. And they're going for the full stop and go, so making a lot of audible noise. That's why the pings came up at the very beginning here, just to look back on what they were doing across, pinging on this side, and just re-hit that KRÜ to spawn back towards A, and it works out.
Beautifully done to avoid the majority members of KRÜ. The gate crash was already over there, right, for Kesnet. So Kesnet, KRÜ, the team coming out of the timeout, thought this was going to be a fast B in the end. LEV already starting off great here. Can they finalize it, though? What? Sato going forward here, thinking they have fully gotten KRÜ to over-rotate, but KRÜ is ready. Oh my gosh, they're still pushing into spawn right now to try to get these kills in their favor. Kesnet sees the way possibly into the site. KRÜ now able to just start getting their swings in with each other. Janos to come up big. The rookie wants it, but Shy is not that at all. Peeks right out for the fight. That's going to be KRÜ's round, even though it's just Shy left alive. They get that W.
That was a nice try. Making all that audible noise, pretending to fall back, really pulled that rotate across, but there was definitely a small overheat coming out from Sato. Thinking that maybe the stun did hit Shy as he was trying to fall back. And there was no second flash or anything to throw him to allow for him to push forward and get any successful picks, and he runs into 2 players to mow him down.
Man, Kesnet has been hyping up so much about this game. Every round, even a simple round, a simple win, he's out of the chair, hyping the team up, high-fiving and pointing at whoever had the plays that round. And honestly, it's gone down the line for KRÜ here, 11-6, as Kesnet now has the operator on the defensive side, and it's instantly taking out Sato.
Both Neons on both sides trying to find space on their attack and always getting punished. Zeno no pings though with the Hunter's Fury, so that allows Tex to maybe start activating towards middle, but there's a trip there.
Oof. One of those mid plays. We were just talking about how Lev hasn't really tinkered around in this area too much.
Deploying drone.
And oh, no way. The timing. Tex is forced out of that. And they regain position. KRÜ's defensive position a little bit more towards mid.
Because it's so patient right now, and it almost looked like we were trying to walk contact into the elbow where Kesnet would have gone that pick. Comstar and Joel on that left side. Beautiful flash.
Try to hit the blind shot. Oh, the ping through. Just at the last moment, Melzer suffers from that.
30 seconds left.
Calm doing the initiator work the team needs on that pawn side, but it's going to be a hold by Shy in that same spot where he got taken down before, but Mazzino's there to clean up the round. And it is map point here for KRÜ.
Beautiful anchoring coming out from Shy. Loving that spot towards that back of the A site. I think this is the second time as well when you're trying to go for a little bit of a pop hit into the A site. That cage has been perfect to slow things down for the defense. Again, allowing KRÜ to really set up and pincer on both extremities on top of Shy staying alive inside that site. So difficult to take for Leviatán. At least some money to work with and big ults. It's going to be a fast pop.
They're right up towards the alt door, preventing it from being picked up. We're also just preventing that space from being played here by KRÜ. Gate crashes in, so Kesnet could make a bit of a play here once this smoke starts to go away. He is creeping out for that shot. Oh, it's going to be a swing. Zeno has to get the safety. Oh, the pitch from Kesnet is there. He doesn't even gate crash back. He stays for more. He stays for a third. Dante's on the fourth, and they're looking for Tex to bring us to Haven. Tex gets one through the one-way, but it's only going to end one way here for Lev, it seems, and that's going to be a kill coming in from the side of KRÜ, 13-6, as KRÜ pushes us to a map 3 Haven.
Dominating defensive rounds coming out from KRÜ. Amazing ops coming out from Kesnet, and the timings that he finds. It was something here that Sato was trying to find on the defensive side for Leviatán, but King definitely saw the openings. Kesnet rather saw the openings, and finishes it on the top of the board. 21-12-5. Leviatán unfortunately just had no answer, which is quite surprising. You're playing double initiator, you're able to find early information if you can. You also had a KO ult to try to swing in first, try to maybe find where the operator could be. But it just slips through the net and pushes it now for KRÜ to fight and continue their fight in the lower bracket, now on Haven.
It's incredible stuff that they're able to come up with the whole time. KRÜ obviously figuring out what went wrong in that first map, and Adam was right, felt confident during the coach interview between maps. And KRÜ were really able to take it to Leviatán this time. Controlling the map, controlling a lot of what they needed here, and ultimately looking comfortable while they did it. We'll see who's most comfortable as we make our way to the third map here in this elimination game. It's going to be Haven when we come back.
¡Vamos! 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 ¡Bien!
bank with allowance. Now it's a Ben Frank on a salad. Now I'm the big man on campus. Betting on me and they liking their chances. Yeah, gotta give them no work. 9 to 5. Yeah, come with some perks. Gotta stay on your job. I be going berserk. The time is mine. Gotta give them a alert. Gotta look who in first. Yeah, you know it's a team. Gotta rep on a shirt. Check the wrist. Big time. Big play. Gotta hit the rewind. Who you got? Pick a side. Rockstar lifestyle certified. Wins. All I know, we go head to head, go toe to toe. Let's see who wins. All I know, you looking at the goal for real. Wins. All I know, we go head to head, go toe to toe. Let's see who wins. All I know, you looking at the goal for real. Whole lot of kinetic, I've been in motion. Whole lot of wins, I've been in focus. Whole lot of hate, they all wanna doubt the boys, but nah, they gotta be joking. Know you seen them on a rise, know you seen them on a sign. It's a movie in real life, it's real life televised. Check the wrist.
Cuba juega directo. 2 para 1 Mocino. Que tiene que buscar el clutch y lo va a encontrar finalmente.
Sato que prende allí ya la conexión. Sato, dame uno más, Sato. Sí.
And of course, El Clásico had to go 2-3 as KRÜ managed to pick up the win, and they do so in dominating fashion. And we will see what's in store for them and Leviatán as we get ready for map 3. But let's talk about that dominating fashion, because 13-6 after a scrappy game of Lotus, Mimi, you saw a KRÜ that really took the task to Leviatán there.
Especially on that attack side, it was so dominant from them. LEV is a team, when they're playing this KO comp, it felt like they had to give a lot of respect to KRÜ when they were going for these faster ideas with the double duelist. But when they were actually playing into the retakes, KRÜ did such a great job of getting in these forward disruptive positions. And in a lot of rounds, I feel like they were killing Sato before he could actually get into sight and get anything rolling for Leviatán. So they just kept having to play these big numbers down retakes that never went their way, really.
Yeah, they are just popping off at this point. I think they've got all the confidence in the world, which is one of the big things. I mean, carrying forwards from map 1, it was a close scoreline in map 1, but purely down to Leviatán winning those crucial rounds.
Yeah.
I always felt like watching KRÜ, they were the better teams in terms of the gunfights being taken. And that just kept moving forwards onto a map that was their pick, their territory that they chose into, which was Sunset, and it clearly showed, I think. It clearly showed.
Yeah, it was really wild to see how KRÜ just took it to Leviatán round after round. It was unrelenting. It was really not much they could do. You talk about even like the way the Sato sideshow was getting isolated a lot of times. There's even some moments where we saw him get flashed, unfortunately, by his own teammates, because you could tell that there was like Leviatán just were a little out of sorts, and KRÜ is the type of team that can put you in those positions.
And they can punish that. You saw it in the clip that we played of Com getting punished while he was on his own, going for that drone over in B main. Kesnit's playing like he wants to keep the champs streak alive, like always going to champs, always making it there. And yeah, I was expecting more from LEV, I've got to be honest. Like, I think that Sunset's a map that they should be competent at, and they dropped the ball a little bit. It worries me slightly for Haven. Obviously, we're in the lower bracket. Both of these teams have got to win.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Now, of course, coming up next, we're going to be taking a trip to Haven as Hydeshow. Hydeshow over here. That's his name. Yeah, and Haven, last time these two teams faced, Leviatán managed to score that win against KRÜ. KRÜ have been good in this map historically, from this stage as well, from what we've seen in the past, Mimi. So there's a possibility here. This one can go the distance, just like we saw in that first map.
Absolutely. The stakes are high, and LEV losing a dominant map like they just did, they can't let the energy disappear like they did at the end of the Cloud9 series either.
Yeah, that's right. Now, we do have Sideshow. You got yourself a telly to break down what we just saw.
Well, to set up what's coming up, potentially, right? Because we're going into Haven, and I was talking about Com getting punished on that solo drone play on Sunset. Now, I want to take you back to when Cloud9 were playing, and Cloud9 did a lot of anti against the way that Com plays on defense. So Com loves playing this spot on A-Long. Really classic Sova spot, but what he does is he tends to play alone quite a lot. Look at the position of the other Leviatán players. They are really, really far away from him. And critically, they've managed to get a lurk up behind this Viper wall and in around the back onto Com. And we'll see when we play out the clip, it catches him completely by surprise. Actually, before I play the clip as well, I just want to mention that it's really easy to just pop down a Cypher trip here to be able to cover Com's back. If Com is playing in short, popping down a trip there is easy, just having one teammate covering. So this is not something that's impossible to get around, but Lev like to cheat and not put very many resources over here, and it leads to Net catching an easy backstab here in round A. This is round 4. Another thing that Com likes to do is to jiggle peek. Now, take a look at the minimap again. He is pretty much again alone here. I mean, he's got Sato covering short, but that's just covering the lurk. He's not really playing around with him. So if you take a look at how it plays out, he likes to jiggle, he likes to try to get a bit aggressive in this spot, and he gets punished once again. This spot, very, very similar. So it happened over and over again. This is just the other way around. He's playing over towards short, he's droning down to get information to try to clear the Viper wall, and they spring an exec into the A site against him. And normally, the way that they stop teams doing this is that they'll fight really heavy over A lobby and try to condition that you can't punish Com because they'll run trap plays. But look at how frustrated Com was after the previous game. This is something that KRÜ, I think, have already identified because they were doing it on Sunset, and it's something that Com will have to adapt and the team will have to adapt to stop this happening on Haven too.
Great breakdown there, Sideshow. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely some frustration there for Com that he is certainly going to need to work through in this one, because if you're noticing that, then surely their opponents must have noticed that as well, Brent.
Yeah, if they've been putting in just a little bit of ante, it's going to go their way. And already these metrics that are going the right way for KRÜ, look at that gun round win percentage. I mean, we said it earlier, kind of just verbally checking it, but KRÜ have been winning almost all of these straight up fights when it comes down to no real utils in play, no real ultimates, I should say, as well. But KRÜ have just been out-diffing them when it comes to that gunplay. And so Leviatán's win con over the course of the series has just been putting all their resources into the pistol rounds, all the resources into trying to convert the really big momentum rounds. That hasn't been working for them, and Haven, I think, might just be, again, that course correction where KRÜ just stomp all over them.
That's right. Massive stakes on the line here as well. KRÜ doing everything they can to keep themselves alive in this playoff run for another champs appearance. And don't forget, MIBR sweating, waiting in the wings to see who wins this game. Map 3 is on the way. It's an elimination one, and it's going to be a good one. We'll see you on the other side.
That's right. It is map 3 here between KRÜ and Leviatán. There's no map 4. There's only moving on if you win. An elimination match here at VCT Americas for these two teams in the lower bracket as they start off what could be a run. Both teams here in the final map sporting different comps as we have that Yoru ISO going in the side of KRÜ Visa and Lev with the Yoru Neon.
That's right, at least different comps, so it comes down to the head-to-head between these two teams, but staying in their comfortable compositions overall on this map of Haven.
Yes.
Sideshow broke things down perfectly here on how Leviatán kind of sets up their defense with Com solo here over on the A site. But the thing is as well, when Leviatán had to play against KRÜ on Haven in the past, there was so much brawling happening towards that A side control too, where it was almost 4-1s in multiple occasions. That said though, things might change because weeks have gone through. And once again, this is elimination for the last map.
And what a game to be in for Okeanos, for Sato, for Dante in these first years, right? Yeah. His first rookie stage, not even year. They haven't even been here for the year. It's a daunting task here, and they've stepped up to the plate, all three respectively, in the normal stage here. Now they're asking for a little bit more.
Yeah, first time position here for Leviatán, going for these Stage 2 last minute changes. Not something new here for KRÜ. And Dante has definitely shown some true colors right now in the first two maps. and hoping to continue this on this ISO on the third. So again, Calm plays it solo on the A side. There's still going to be some mid-control fight to start. Whoa. And it's Leviatán on the board.
That got hot real quick towards the mid side, and now it's going to be a push towards short. But like they said, we saw on the analyst desk who's over at that A side. It's going to be Calm waiting it out, but KRÜ's got to do this with 2 members and not even at full health anymore, as it would just seem like an agreement to fight it out in mid to start our third map here.
And that's the difference. And instead of just having players watching passively and supporting Calm, there's still some aggressive fights happening in different parts of the map. Both of these teams love to do it for both Leviatán and KRÜ. The silver lining right now is that Shy is able to get the plat now for the team, but there's their group up from Leviatán for the triple flank.
Last player standing.
Quick shot on Mazzino. Yeah, they are just holding W shift at the same time if they can stay behind each other. Shy has the cam for a second, taken out. Doesn't really get too much more info on it. Plays the come around slowly on the garage. How long can he wait? How long can he dance around here? He was seen once, but now he has no control over the spike, no positioning, no ping, and no longer any life here in the pistol round. Leviatán take that with 3 alive in the defuse.
Nice try from Shy, but that's a difficult part when the 4th player that was still alive for the side of Leviatán is King. Smoke up that spike, go for the defuse, and you're forcing out the hand of the clutch attempt from Shy. He was able to win a 1 versus 4 previously against this very team. He's not going to be able to do it in the pistol round, and there's so much util, as you saw here on the replay, on how they converge into the mid control for Leviatán.
Come on!
And a great start that they want.
You thought for a moment it would be quiet? You thought wrong. Sato always making the noise.
Oki said we had to wait and see, and we finally see it now on the 3rd map. There is going to be a lot of hype right now, especially that Leviatán don't want to lose out. They have to make it into the top 2 to try to make it to champs.
Ooh. Threading the needle, but on the wrong side of that one. Here. Wasn't paying. Oh my god, medium to long range stinger, excuse me, and that's going to be more picked up by Lev here on the immediate, and it doesn't slow down. Sato with another quick ghost kill. That's 2 for Lev as KRÜ go for a quick plant strat on C.
That's the crazy part. He uses one of the outlaw bullets to break the trip and somehow still stays alive in the back of the C site to pick up the last kill. So amazing positioning being done here by Tex to save his teammate and to convert now their anti-eco. And to carry actually a very strong buy going into their bonus. Thankfully, because of that plant from KRÜ in that 1st round, you will be able to go for full armor and have a little bit more survivability against the Sato Outlaw, who's now positioned again to take control of that front B site.
It's been tough for these teams to carry over their bonus pistol rounds. It's been a way for their opponent to get back in. So is this the way that KRÜ starts their momentum, playing a very defaulty way across the map to start off the spikes, but, or the alt orbs, I should say. But still moving that spike now back towards A.
Cage triggered.
Now with that cage coming up, that should now force Calm to slowly fall back. Always looking at drone at the very beginning. That's 2 players that he sees, the cage that came up as well, so that's potentially an inkling of 3 players. And that smoke coming up back towards the top of the C side doesn't really allow here for Melzer to start moving forward. So they will have to commit now with 48 seconds. Attempt towards the A site.
Calm with a bit of help here from King. They get the rest of the team in the site. Don't think they're going to get really too divided by that fast lane, but it's going to be a gun diff on the first shot along with that double tap as KRÜ starts to delete the defense inside of A. And that is going to be a push through here. KRÜ will topple the bonus of Lev, and now it's Tex, who would have been on that lurk, coming back with a stinger to see what he can partake in before the round is over. Oh, that could be a few kills. Oh, you always love to see the ping dance. You leave it on and you try to fake out your last position.
Did some damage there into Mazzino with the wall bang, but that should be it. The round will be coming forward for KRÜ, especially with Dante picking up that last kill. I mean, at least the Calm played it smart. After seeing that drone falls back towards the back of the site, you talked about the support they get from King moving into the A site, but it's just that double tap. The shield movement up here from Kesnet that allows for him to move up, absorb a little bit of those shots. And then the rest following behind him, behind even the convergence wall. Great scaling coming out from KRÜ.
A lot of support back home from the KRÜ crew as well as always. Let's see if they can keep picking up rounds here. Everybody's weaponized as we get back onto the map for round 4. And again, they continue to focus the right side. Says no, that's a kill contract. Mazzino just trolling Kesnet a little bit.
The thing is, they've inserted Okeanos on top of the choke on the A side. There's a jiggle peek. Instant trade.
Oh, Kesnet?
Shield's annoying.
Laser beams towards the back of the site, yeah. Able to keep pushing up there, and Sato, vulnerable, has to move back. Well, they still got kill contract if anything even goes crazy on this round, but it looks like they'll fold that over into the next round as Shy will progress the round a little further with a kill on Okeanos.
That should be the save towards the last 2 players. It was close, because Sato was getting that spray towards that Radionite box where Mazzino was trying to get that plant. He actually did get the kill. That was dimensional drift too, but everything else around the map, though, Shy is doing a great job watching the rotates, watching the pushes, and that was something that potentially, from the position of Okeanos, maybe could have helped in the very beginning if he held out that spot and they were able to hold back towards C. But Shy continuing to be a pain point in his rotate cuts and also in his lurks.
2-2. Let's see what they can do for Okeanos, Tex, and King here. Take a look at it after the replay. What was the second shot? Yeah, double tap. Oh, it was a different angle. It looked like the Lev thought they had a bit more time heading into sight.
That round I broke the dart, I took my trip back. I did what I could, gentlemen.
It's a tough life out there.
And that's the thing too, maybe trying to find the weaknesses of how you set up and play against a Cypher. You do have Mazzino playing as this Sova. I mean, with what Tex was calling is recalling his trips not to get broken by the shock darts, tries to place it back, and that would be huge because you don't have anybody really jumping across as a jet. There's maybe Dante that TPs towards the back of the site, but that really isolates and stops potentially the pushes on the attack side. But KRÜ's doing a good job here, just overtaking with a contact play, triple up, and at least gets that opener onto Tex.
All right, fist bumps out, loading back in. Feel like this is a time for Lev to lock in and do quite a bit of damage. If the damage is done, they try to fold the round over here, but at the beginning of the round, they're just trying to play defensive and absorb KRÜ here. I think making a move would be a little drastic, but hey, they may push down mid. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely Sato's looking to place a TP on the retreat.
Yeah. Whoa. Like a fly. Where is it? So they do attempt a slight mid play to see if they can at least get an idea of that movement of KRÜ, but oh my. Oh, Tex. Oh, Tex, do it again. Has to hide on this one, but he's gonna have the distance. Oh my gosh, he almost had the moves too.
The wide swing. That would have broken Melzer's ankles. At least he's able to take him down. Sato on a re-swing.
Sato? Not even giving KRÜ a moment to blink to see that he actually swung out it long. That's incredible. This is the kind of stuff that just wows you from Lev as well. We were just mentioning one of his first playoff games here on the VCT stage. It doesn't even matter to Sato. Each stage is the same. Come as they may, he will knock them down. In this one, no different going into round 5 as Lev get a really big boon out of the timeout.
And it's amazing to see the performance coming out from Sato. A couple of weeks ago when he was coming on as a guest here as an analyst when we had the couch stream.
30 seconds left.
It was actually, we had a small conversation was saying, like, even now, 4 weeks in, I'm still nervous every time I go into these games.
Crazy because you don't see it.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you deal with that? He's like, I can't. I just play and hopefully it works. And I guess the nervousness pays off for this guy.
Well, it's definitely not a shaky hand because that is some steady aim you see coming from Sato.
And that timeout that was called previously by Desmo was not for this round here. I don't think there was going to be any plan to just have a Cypher solo push down that C lane and get 2 headshots with the Sheriff. So it's to focus on this one here, but they did a great job with that, Thrifty.
Hey. Ion Sheriff is so free for headshots. No joke. It's just picking them up.
Yeah, and that's the type of shots you want to see coming out from Tex as well, because remember that first map when he had the shoulder pick, when he had that lurk into Lotus and couldn't get that first headshot. The whiff that he had against Cloud9 on that elbow of KRÜ that we don't really want to talk about, but I just did. But this time at least, he's able to find those clean ones. And they changed the setup a bit for Leviatán. Seeing that KRÜ has been finding good success on fighting towards that C side, it actually added a lot of players on that side, and they're going to play the retake towards B.
Hello. You have a flash? I have a flash. It looks like they're going to gate crash out too, as it got a little too tight back behind Gong there.
It's you and me.
They traded spots. The kill contract comes out. Shy takes down his opponent in Tex. Ooh, just high to the left. Sato comes up on Kesnet there, and it is Lev able to drop a lot of the crew members. Continues to teeter back and forth here as they're just trading down the bottleneck of B main. What a slaughter back and forth. One shot, but is it going to be enough? A little bit of a spin coming in, and that's not going to be the shots necessary. King gets the defuse. Lev gets the round.
And the smoke stayed up just in time for King to get that full defuse. It got very chaotic, especially with the opener. You talked about the kill contract that was available a few rounds ago. And unfortunately wasn't won by Kesnet against, I think it was Sato. Inside that pit. Rookie against a veteran on this type of stage.
Yo! Yo, yo, yo! Are you with me, boy? Are you with me, boy? Come on!
Oh, no! God, he's making this stage his home right away. He feels comfortable up there. That is not nerves, but I believe him. I believe him. He's working through it, and it's an amazing thing to see. As well as King getting a few spams through smokes. What else for this series? And another one.
And this is where it starts getting dangerous. When these guys are starting to activate, being loud and hyping each other up, you're starting to see that somehow, miraculously, these type of shots keep hitting. So Kesnet already dying in the very beginning.
I must wait a moment.
Camera is good enough to spot the lurk from Shy. So they're just going to try to play that a little bit passively here on that A site. Even though that kill comes in towards C, KRÜ is still committed for the A site hit.
Into sight they go. Wow, left. Tex dropping in right away to try to get the upper hand on this one. The rest of the team follows fast. They're going to try to play off of this one with ultimates. Yeah, Hunter's Fury there from Azino. You were mentioning, let's see if they can get back into sight. Who's going to touch? Who's going to tap? Oh my gosh, everybody coming out of their drifts, trying to get into position here. Sato is playing the forward angle once again, and he gets two! As Melzer and Dante shadow each other on the strafe. It's not going to be enough. Calm comes up with the kill, finalizing the round, going with the defuse, and Lev find another one.
It felt like KRÜ had everything in the making to win that round, though. The lurk moving up, even if Shy got spotted. The counter trade back on the long C really dwindled down the numbers so that all these ults that were available for this side of KRÜ should have connected. Dimensional drip, but no Hunter's Fury followed around that.
Yo, are you guys lost? Come on, bro! Come on!
It looked like for a moment he was just going to go with the round. He's like, no, I got to say something.
Yeah, but I just wanted
it.
to say, it almost felt like that Hunter's Fury could have been utilized with the ult here that Dante was using inside the site on top of Shy's ult too.
Right.
I mean, that's so many opportunities for you to get good value with Mazino's ult. And I think they hesitated for a bit to try to save it as a post plant last resort when they were in great positions to fight around all of that as well. You still have players ready to swing out with all of these ults available, but they just allowed Leviatán to get into good positioning, and you re-swing out into two players on a high-low, just owning you on long A.
And this time on has to be like, how do you stop the Sato? Because 11-3 right now, he's wild. Top ACS going into playoffs here. And in this game, on paper, I think he's got top stats almost across like first kills, headshot, et cetera, et cetera.
And on top of that, we're playing on to the third map, and it's Yoru. And remember what we said at the beginning of the cast?
Yeah.
We put Sato on a Yoru. Yeah, maybe sometimes he'll drop 16, but most of the times he'll drop 30. He's already well on his way with 8 rounds.
Yeah.
About to be played. He's already at double digits.
Very on track.
Back into a solo comm hold, though, towards the A choke. Lots of responsibility given to him. He's done some damage, at least, with the spray. That's Dante down low. As soon as he comes into contact, yeah, he's just going to try to delay as much as he could.
Oh my gosh, he opens up on Dante as well, dipping the Yoru. Shy tries to answer back. How long can they stay here without getting the rest of the support in the site? There it is. Collapsing down under Hell, but Okeanos finds that kill as well. The rookies start to clean up the site just a little bit as King from on high is able to come down from the tower, get a few for himself with Tex finalizing the round, and Lev just seems to be vibing right now.
Yeah, and that's why Calm is also staying back and staying within the site. You're playing with a Yoru that could TP back and support you right away, and also the fast rotate from an Okeanos with the high gear from that Neon, so it really allows for him to be confident in his positioning, especially when King throws a sight smoke as well. The delay was perfect from the side of Calm.
Come on!
You have a great fun with that smoke?
There you go, got me with that smoke. All right, we're back. KRÜ's trying to go quick. That's been potentially one of the moments that allowed KRÜ to start the comeback on that first map of Lotus where they're deathballing, but after the first recon and a run through towards that garage door, it looks like we're going to slow down for a bit instead.
Yeah, Lev really taking the fight to KRÜ now. Desmo's words really striking true about not playing to lose, but still just playing to win, playing for that advantage. Not waiting for the opponent to do anything. KRÜ's going to move towards A to try and get something to work towards the soft site, but this rotation from Okeanos is going to help to even things out.
And the confidence is coming across all the players. Tex finding the timing to be inserted into the cubby. They know the hits towards A now.
Right here.
Oh, Shy. Shy just swings it. They're trying to do everything without too much util noise now. See as far as they can get creep in, then take the fight, and it works in their favor. Okeanos forced to put the ult away and take the gun out, which works for one, but it's not going to be enough as KRÜ take the site and get the plan.
Yeah, it looks like there was a ping towards that wall just to try to go for a set play and try to surprise KRÜ, but they didn't expect for KRÜ to be just around the corner. As soon as we put the crosshair back down, surprised by Shy. Lets himself known. KRÜ's able to fight right back. For these rounds, though, the econ is decent enough here for Tex to maybe look for an exit or two.
Oh, just wondered if he heard a step behind him. It was under. Shy Guy with the 4K on this one.
That's the neural theft back in his hands.
Yeah.
An important kill. Coming from a lurk into the entry for KRÜ.
Just playing one step ahead was the name of the game on that A main play. Great dart coming through as well. King showing a bit of emotion there as they feel like they should have been able to get through that round a little cleaner.
Especially when you won 4 rounds in a row and that's the first round you falter to and you're still frustrated by it.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely feels like you had the game plan all along and you just let the timing be a little bit off on the side of Leviatán. Okay, this recon went out towards the A main from Calm and instantly shot down. Gonna get these guys ready now for another potential hit on the A site. Drone didn't see too much. I think maybe 1 or 2. But they're still pinging for the warnings. Comes down to this fight down at Long C. Shy versus Tex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been a lot of just vanilla setups by KRÜ. They get into position, they're ready to hit that site. It works for them. They're getting their few rounds, and this is the first time we really have an off-the-ball play. Like you mentioned, Shy could be the kingpin in that to turn the tide of this round. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's pinged out. Tex saw it. So now they can just pause. They know it's probably just going to be a ruse on whatever util they see first. Down to 40 seconds. Actually, not a ruse anymore. It's going to have to be a hit. They're coming through garage. They break that trip, and the rest of the team on Lev's side is going to rotate here. Who opens up the site? Tex making a lot of noise in the back, though. He could give himself up, but he's got help here already from Sato. As Melzer finally cleans one up. KRÜ has a bit of the cavalry to back them up now to enter the 2v2 default plan.
Tex still got the dink, though. Both players of KRÜ are so low on HP. versus a flash still available for King. They have to group up towards this garage side, but they're giving a lot of time for KRÜ to set up in a different position.
Separating to that defensive side too could really throw them off the game, but Calm comes up big. Dante tries to enter back into the side. I think there was a step there. It's been long enough that he has Dart as well, tries to make a play off that Dart, but it's gonna have to be in the open, and Calm takes advantage of that again to clean up the round. Hell of a handshake between him and Sato there. But it's all about the round. 7-3 now, as King was right to be a bit emotional. They are in that flow state to bring the round back in their favor right away.
I love how Tex also gave up trying to spam Shy down towards Long C and change targets to support King. All of those players pushing up here from the garage. It happens, it happens. Even I can't fist bump from time to time. Give it up. Still on a round, it's okay. But I do love the pivot, at least. The call coming out here from Melzer to push everybody back towards that C site, because King got so much information out of his ult with 4 players still heading towards the A side. So they probably thought Shy was playing a fake on that side. But here's a walk down.
Oh, there's a few down. Back and forth, they trade the kills. That's Shy for a Sato. I think KRÜ will take that. They just have to be a little bit more aware of what is happening on the flank as they go for the site take. Really nice quick defense here by Tex. He's moved from C to A, and that has paused KRÜ for a moment. Still looks like they want the site as the fight ensues, and that is going to be common. Tex coming up huge. Whoa, Mazzino on a bit of a flick there to find Okeanos in the slide, and now the 1v1 King and Mazzino. Can he get far enough away for the Hunter's Fury? Oh my God, you better turn to the right. Oh, it's not enough! He catches one in the temple from King, and Lev takes another round.
Again, a nice hold coming out from Leviatán. And what was the story from the first map? It definitely looked, and even Bren mentioned it at the desk, the gun rounds seem to always lean in favor of KRÜ. But in this third map, it definitely starts feeling that Leviatán are just winning these anchored holds from both Calm and Tex.
Come on, can we wake up? Can we wake up?
Not too sure. I mean, the last time C9 woke up, that was a different story, right? On that second half.
Be careful what you wish for.
Sorry, Chad. I'm sorry.
Oh man, ruffles and feathers. All right, last round of the first half here. Let's see if KRÜ do indeed wake up. It's going to be a tough one with a lower buy.
At least they could open it up with their Hunter's Fury if they wanted to, but it seems as though they want to cancel this early lean towards that C side. But for Leviatán, I mean, as we're rotating across and we're just holding back towards that spawn, we haven't really seen Leviatán do these aggressive pushes since the piss round. And as I've just mentioned that, we're starting to walk out here for Sato.
Yeah, they're fearless in taking this because he has the gate crash back, and now they continue the rotation A. So they're just making a swift and dedicated call on this final round to move everyone to A without any real call from KRÜ yet.
One double tap was enough to pull the rotate, but Calm is in the spawn with the Hunter's Fury.
And the B play means that any rotation still leaves Lev ready to attack. Calm ready to hit from spawn as the Hunter's Fury is up. Where else would he be? But this play into C is Shy grabbing the space. Can he hold it so the team gets in?
30 seconds left.
They're trying to hide behind the woodwork here. They find Kesnet in a smoke. That's going to be a rush through the fast lane, and that is a fast first half, 9-3 in favor of Lev.
Beautiful hold in the end. Again, I was getting nervous because just one double tap and the wall being thrown by Kesnet on that A side kind of forced the push that was attempted by Leviatán to fall back. But look at the value that Calm gets.
Always.
As soon as it engaged into the hit towards that B site, beautiful, beautiful beams.
Sick try to dodge it though. You love the attempt.
Come on! Let's go.
They are vibing and maybe even in the heads of their opponents. Crazy stuff. Well, we're going to get into the head of another player of the VCT because Elizabeth is standing by with MIBR's Cortezia.
Thank you so much, Rim Vansili. And I'm here with Cortezia from MIBR. And let's be very clear. Lev win this game, you make champions Paris. And I've spoken to many players before who when their fate is in another hand and they are so stressed. So how are we feeling?
Not good.
Not good.
Not good at all. Yeah, I'm really nervous. I'm more nervous for them than when I play. That's crazy. I don't like to cheer. I don't like to cheer.
I mean, to be fair, they went around and you were screaming and cheering, and they're very, very close. I believe it's a 9-3 half. You are, let's do the math, 4 rounds away from qualifying for champs. What do you think LEV has to do to, secure it and bring it home?
Just keep this momentum. They are playing really well. Sato is destroying. He's screaming. Everyone is hyping up his team. So I think they just need to keep like this, and we are going to champs.
Without maybe, if not gonna, we're not gonna jinx it. If and when you make it to champs, we're not gonna jinx it. What is that? What does the MIBR look like in champs? There's a bit of time before you go to Paris. If and when you do, we're not gonna jinx it again. What would that MIBR look like? What do you guys have to work on? What do you guys want to keep going with?
I'm sure that we are going to give more than 100% of us every day until the match, because we knew we have some good individuals on our team, and we're not playing like a team. So I think that's the point. We need to really work out. I don't know if it's the word, but yeah. And I just want to be a better team with my boys and maybe win if we go, no jinxing. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to LEV and MIBR. Used to be thank you MIBR, but maybe it's thank you LEV. Casters, take it away.
And we are about to get back into the second half of Haven, where Leviatán now get to unleash Sato on the attack side. Cortezia was just talking about it, them playing around him, and him playing so well. He has been an incredible addition to the squad here. All the rookies have to the squads, and a standout in Sato now as they possibly push their ticket a game further here in the lower bracket.
Come into the unknown.
Both teams displaying good defensive rounds, defensive halves against each other too the last time they played Haven. KRÜ looking for similar pastures as last time. Triple walk down towards middle. Undercut flashes available too to fight into the crunch.
Trying for audio, trying for space recognition in mid here from KRÜ. And they're going to be a little off the play for the fake. And I wonder if it'll, oh no, actually, they might walk right into the play. Yeah, they're going to find the spike in just a moment. Com's making some noise, and that's going to be the spike drop. They have to find a way to set up down here on the other side of the map now. This is not really something you set up for all the time, but KRÜ's going to do a great job of repositioning themselves and getting ready for the fight LEV needs to have happen in their favor. That's not the case. Dante and Shy coming up big.
Looks like they didn't really learn from their lessons from the last time they played against each other here. So many players caught off guard, but Tex is shooting. But he still needs to drop 3 more players, and he's at below half HP.
They're not even letting him grab the spike. It's not going to be a spike plant. They are just trying to double up on this. Waiting to see if he goes all the way around. They're moving their positions a little bit. Oh, the smoke pops just around the edge of it, kind of messing up his vision, and it's enough for KRÜ to grab another pistol on the series.
Could be a very important pistol now for KRÜ to start bringing up some rounds on our side. Bulldog, if you get an outlaw, was also invested going into this round before we get into these cuts. I mean, again, surprising calm as he was trying to rotate back towards Tex. I thought maybe there was a silver lining, something that Leviatán could maybe turn it around, because when Calm got picked off, he was running out towards C. They surprised some players to move back from the A site. It could have backstabbed in return. But Dante threw a nice little clone. He got shot, audio was there, and they were well prepared to hold that spike. Leviatán just going for orb control, at least on the top C to start. The A site definitely is going to get denied.
They're patient with the spike, just dropping it for now, so they're not losing it if anybody falls. Giving away important information to the side of KRÜ. So what is this? Does KRÜ get antsy? Did they move? I think that's the whole point for LEV, right? They want to see if KRÜ will make that first move. And their patience may just pay off here. Oh no, actually that is going to be Kesnet moving out, so they gain the garage space only to find out there'll be a trip right in front of them.
Com's going to drone as soon as they break the strip.
Double attack here. Oh, everybody's a little messed up, a little blind, a little concussed, but the shots are still going to come through for Kesnet on 2, Kesnet on 3, getting the double tap and moving forward, and that is going to make Lev turn tail and run a different way, maybe even a reset into garage after a bit of time. King keeps that position. He's going to try to fake something towards B with the smoke that would cut off that CB link.
Yeah, and I think Com might try to run up so that King can just sneak through towards C and plant. So it works out.
Some money.
Make it in for the plant.
Gun here.
Even if they got that pick there over to Dante, it was labored, they finally got it, but it was just enough time here for KRÜ to rotate back. To stop that initial push and the initial attempt to plant. Now, King has to try to clutch this.
Yeah, they're just gonna run and jump and look for the trade anyways. It's gonna be so tough. You hear all the Vamos coming up. KRÜ gets another one for themselves. Now this is the important one. Bonus has been tough for both teams to try to carry over throughout this due to the damage they are suffering during these rounds, during these skirmishes. But it would be huge here for KRÜ on their run back to tying this one up.
It was a big round by Kesnet too, with the delay and for for Dante to stay alive for such a long time. Kesnet came in, swept up 3 kills, and now gets to the defuse. That usually is a reel that goes back on Twitter. Say, how the hell did he not connect? Clearly, the first to 5 misses. Is that how it goes? Forgot.
Or wide.
That's it. That's it. But back in the action already, though, the undercut. And this is what we're talking about. The conversion that KRÜ has. 4 players. They play a lot of these 4-1s to fight for control into the choke, and King already denies it at the beginning.
You get the Sentinel utility. They get the Sentinel. And Sato and team cruise on through to B. They don't want it, though. They want to cover more spawn side, and they want to cover back towards C here. And Lev working very fast on this bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great setup for past rounds that you've learned against KRÜ for Leviatán. Especially when you have King inserted at that spot where you could just TP away if he was under heavy pressure. He manages to scoop up a kill on top of that, which just allows Leviatán to go on the full read. They're playing that 4-1 again. Let's just steamroll Shy here towards that B-side hold. Now Melzer has to save his weapon. I mean, he's walking into it.
Melzer with 1 and 1 HP, yep. King capitalizes there. From the Shadows, trickery can be up for some of the following rounds here, but they're just 3 away from finding a win over KRÜ here in the playoffs lower bracket.
You respect rather what Melzer is trying to do, just keep the economy low going to the next round so that Leviatán doesn't have the best of buys going into this one here, while the rest of KRÜ could still have a healthy buy.
Nice round, Kingy. Let's go, boy. Let's go, boy.
Yeah, you know, King's feeling well. The rest of the team's going to feel well. He's also a guy that takes the vibes upon himself. Greatly so he can deliver some to the team. 10-5 as they push forward, and Lev is going to stay on their side here while they listen to what's happening in long A.
This is a big swing round for KRÜ. They've invested for sure into this round. We talked about having enough to buy, but half shields for 2 players, a regen on Shy. At least thankfully here with how Kesnet has been steamrolling these rounds, he has the Gulag to work with in round 16.
Who gets it? What's the point of use, right? Is it going to be a plant? Is it that denial? Because right now you can do it right across B. You can back up and do it across A if necessary. We have 50 seconds left in the round. We should see some of these anchor positions for the sites coming in from KRÜ. And now the hit from Lev again towards B. They play it tight on this one. They want to bring the fight right to KRÜ. And there it is on the planter. It's going to be on to Comp. And Comp's going to come out on top. Not even phased by the kill contract. He signs off and says, thank you very much. As Leviatán grab another round.
Com activated with impact frags Unfortunately, Kesna not getting any value in his kill contracts, losing a previous one up to Sato as well. You're just in prime position. You would have hoped that the kill contract went out a little bit earlier to really break open that push.
Oh, there's a dice wall. There's a dice. Come on, bro.
He did it when he killed him. He did it mid-round. He killed him, and then he taunted him. Yeah, he had a little bit of time coming out of the kill contract to just kill a little bit more Kesnet from the ultimate and his emotions. So 17 seconds left on this timeout. Adam will get another chance to chat with the team, a final chance here, unless they can bring it up to what would mostly be OT, but if they can carry it all the rounds, that would be a hell of a feat.
Riot Games Arena, it's time to breathe as well. We've had a timeout call at this scoreline as well. Leviatán definitely are looking to shut things down. Thankfully, though, going into round number 17, KRÜ doesn't have too much to work with in terms of weaponry. Only shares, half shields, no big ults too, to try to stop any type of pushes from Leviatán. And it seems as though on the attack side, they're identifying that here for Lev. Dimensional Drift available for Sato. This might be an all-out push towards that C site. But man, the read once again seems to be good for KRÜ. They got 3 players on that side with the camera on contact.
Peek. That orb grab is going to be eventual. No, they actually just keep moving. They want to stay as a death ball here as they move on to KRÜ. Oh my God, Dante! Dante with 3! A Sheriff down long C. In an impossible task for the last one through a smoke as well. The team tagging him up and dropping him down. All those Sheriffs coming together, allowing Dante to be the finalizer of the kills.
That was, I mean, we're going to have to see in his POV, but I think that flash under the one-way really caught Lev off guard, and that was free kills for Dante. The third one, I don't think he should have had, but still won that duel.
It seems like a few of those have been happening throughout the series, through smokes, through walls. Pushing forward, they are going to be trying to check out to see what's happening here, but they find no one.
On my wire.
B plant. Oh, hello.
Revealing area.
Hello. Where's the second one? That's all they really need to know. I think he's just going to walk into Calm if he really needs to.
I'm back.
Calm can't look back.
The front,
Puts himself up front to try and get the denied play. Calm almost with another huge one. Gets 2 there, and it's going to be enough. Tex alone here, verse 3. No, it's not. They find enough hits with the Sheriffs. They come up clean on that one, and they do get the thrifty. The timeout is gigantic from KRÜ.
Felt it at some point, though. That was...
Oh, yeah.
A nice little pivot by Calm again. Heads up play. Remember the clutch that he had on Lotus. Yeah, I mean, look at those.
Oh, it's not to a smoke. Oh, my God.
No, he just ran out and owned them.
It's like he had an op. You only do that jump when you have like an operator or an outlaw. that is not a normal Sheriff jump and peek.
And thankfully, it was some support, too, from that platform in the back of the site. But again, just to get back on his bench, Calm going toward that front of that B site to drop 2. Knowing that there was a dimensional drift going in. And then texting outside of the action so that hopefully he could clutch towards the end if Calm was able to get a 3rd. But it's a 30 for KRÜ. An execution from Lev into a split of the A site.
The rat's nest of trips here. Will they hit it? Sato goes through one-dimensional drift, keeps them safe there. The drone, or the clone's actually going to go through both, so they're not affected. KRÜ's still able to put up a pretty good defense for now, but it's going to be overwhelmed now by numbers. Is that the case, though? 3v3 here as things calm down for a moment. Spike's on default, but King does not feel safe enough to plant with the way things have been cleared.
The action slows down now. Here's a re-hit, not even given a chance for a plant. And that gets snuffed out. I think that finally resets things that would give you the confidence to plant.
Exactly. Kind of figuring out where they want to retake from and what that pressure would be gives them enough to plant and enough to set up for that defense. They got 1 in hell and a few stretched around sight. Could create the 1v1s.
That's it. Calm with the crossfire.
Dante picks one off. The crossfire being dismantled. A dropout. Oh, the lineup, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. KRÜ come up with it. Dante finds the frag, and they will get the defuse.
The They're both swinging in front of him, and that was so close.
Got real sketchy.
Just about to mention where Calm decided to play towards Hell, to play the Crossfire instead of playing the Hunter's Fury into the Pulse Plant. He really wanted to be there for the fight with the team, knowing that KRÜ were very aggressive on trying to deny that plant quite a few times, so they already had those players identified.
Anyone else?
Down to just duels here, that out in favor of KRÜ.
Ooh. Absolutely shadowed in that play. Because somebody with a hood over their head just not even looking. Not even looking. And this is 2 rounds out of the timeout now for KRÜ. Both defuse rounds. Successful retakes for them. And now they've got Lev on the low buy.
Decoy.
Just hoping to catch somebody shooting through the smoke. That's information on 2. And already a pivot TP towards the A side, a 5-man hit for Leviatán. But again, you talked about the amount of trips that Shy's been setting up towards the A site this time once again. In different spots this time around, but still getting shot out.
Ooh, Shy wants in the site? That seems dangerous. I like the kind of way they're playing, though. They're putting themselves in the fight. Mazzino gets a few out of it, but they do lose their lives from pushing in. Wait, they're still where did they come from? And KRÜ just holding W to get back in, knowing it's a gun diff, and making it so. 11 to 8 now. I should say 8 to 11 as KRÜ are creeping up.
I don't want to say anything early, but starting to come back here for the side of KRÜ.
That was nasty.
And it almost looks like from the timeout being called here from KRÜ is just disrespect the setups too. Just really fight it up. Stay within the sights. You talk about the aggression of Shy going back into the cages already. You mentioned also, where the hell is the rest of the cavalry? Where did it come from? They just didn't want to wait this time around, and they just went to fight toe-to-toe, and Lev was not ready for that one. Last timeout being utilized overall on this map for both teams. I'm getting deja vu.
It's there. I mean, both teams right now, the pressure starts to mount, right? Lev was having an incredible game. They still are. 11 to 8, up by 3, 2 away from the win, with the pressure of elimination. And then you have a team as hungry as KRÜ with their history that has to be mentioned again. Somehow it controls and has so much power for them. Even when they change members late in the season, also facing elimination. So both teams have that pressure. One I feel pulling and one pushing at this point, right? It's a little bit different. And KRÜ right now using that to push a lot in these last 3 rounds. So Lev gets the timeout here to see if they can change the tide.
With a big timeout from Leviatán, we're not trying to keep it simple around Com's ult. Gonna try to break shots here towards that front of that B site. Break trips rather, which is successful. Meanwhile, this big fight down towards sewers, and that's big information picked up by Tex now.
Oh, the swing? The wait? He realizes it's the clone, too methodical on the walk forward. And they'll be able to just sort out that nobody pushed. But maybe even a play towards A with this gate crash in the end. Or at least a
all of
fake.
this, though. He's going to call the rotate across. So if he gets one, it's good for the rest of the team, though.
Waits, gets one. Tex is able to trade it out, though. Second kill of the round goes to him. For the side of Lev. Oh my God, they clean up the rest of them as well in this timeout. Paying dividends now for the side of the Leviatán as they put the match on game point.
You're gonna feel relief for sure for the camp of Leviatán to be able to push this forward to map and series point, to move forward into the lower brackets and also eliminate KRÜ's chances to make the champs. And Tex opens it up beautifully. Shy knew that he had to win that one. If not, all that information was already gone, and you can't really set up for surprise play on the defense. An op coming out for Dante. Solo holding the C site.
A Loper just hits the trip, and now they can start to play around mid to see if this activates any KRÜ members to be moving around.
does get the tag as the drone gets blinded, so also with the shots coming through, they know that there's a little bit of presence from Leviatán in middle. LEV instead, though, they're just keeping Okeanos kind of inserted at this part, thinking that KRÜ might be going for some sort of an aggressive angle somewhere. And everything that they've drawn in scan, they haven't really found the op yet. If they mid-round call into a C site. Okay, we just forced a TP out. It's just a B hit.
Yeah, kill contract's there. How fast is it going to be used? Oh, the Guardian's not going to give him the shots necessary to take that kill down, but the Stinger follow-up from Azino is there. LEV is just making this too tough for the side of KRÜ, and they are ready to push their ticket forward here in another round of the lower bracket. Just a few more kills. Melzer and Shy trying to craft something impossible to get themselves through the round. Shots to the bookcase. It's not going to count. Sato and King find themselves with the last kills, and Leviatán are moving on.
For the first time in Valorant history, KRÜ will not be going to champions. But also with Leviatán's win, they've allowed MIBR to join G2 and Sentinels in Paris for champs.